Welcome to the latest episode of Platform. Today, we're going to be speaking to Sam Crofts. Sam is one of the most recognisable skaters in the UK at the moment. He is pro for Undercover and USD and Kaiser, and he recently announced his second pro skate for USD, and at the weekend just brought out an insane full 7-minute long promo for it, which could have easily been two separate street sections. It was just nuts. So many stunts in it, so many creative tricks. You really have to see the section to believe it. There's just an incredible variety of obstacles on display, and it seems to have won the battle of the pro skate edits this weekend because he went up against Bobby Spazov and Julian Ba, and so far he has got the most hits out of all of them. Before he was on USD and Undercover, he was sponsored by Gods, and before that he was sponsored by Rollerblade. So I want to find out what happened there and why he's no longer riding for those brands. He has also had some horrendous injuries over the years, such as getting knocked out in Russia and being in hospital for 5 days. He already talked about that on Jump Street, but I want to talk about the fall where he broke both his wrists on one fall off a drop in London, and in the same edit he also managed to tear the webbing on his hand between his fingers, which just sounds utterly rough. The type of skating that he does is just, some of them is just absolutely massive stunts, so of course your luck's going to run out every once in a while and you're going to be faced with that. But he keeps coming back stronger than ever and keeps delivering these incredible sections. It'll be interesting to see what the future holds from. I know that he works for Powerslide and he's the UK sales rep, I think. So we want to talk about that as well. Basically, loads of stuff to cover. And just really excited to hang out with him again. The last time we spent time together was in Amsterdam. It wasn't Amsterdam, it was Eindhoven. And we'd both had a little bit too much to drink and we're talking about nonsense. Weird story. We actually already recorded this podcast last night, but Sam had too much to drink and basically turned around about an hour and a half or 2 hours into it and just went, "I'm really sorry, Dave. I'm pretty sure I'm drunk and I've been talking nonsense. Can we do this again tomorrow?" So I reluctantly agreed because some of the stuff he said was quite funny, but I don't want him to get into trouble with his sponsors or anyone else. So we've decided to redo it. Hopefully he's sober tonight, and I'm going to give him a little bit of a hard time about it to start with, but I'm sure he'll take it in good humour because, he can handle the banter. Without further ado, cue the music.
Are you there, mate?
All right,
I
babe.
can see you. All right. How you doing? Sorry, my cat just jumped me a minute ago.
Right, I was like, you don't need to go to the trouble of putting the lint roller on yourself. It's fine. You look presentable enough.
Can you see that? Mate, I can see the hairs are all over me, mate. Like I've got a very long-haired Mancunian. It just dived right up on me. How you doing, Dave?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. How did my intro look? Did it look gangster?
I've got a really weird sense of deja vu. It's almost like we were here around about this time last night.
Well, we FaceTime on a regular basis, me and you, mate. So what can we say?
That's true. It's nice that you've got clothes on this time. That's great.
Yeah, no, make an effort.
How was skating today?
Mate, really good. Really, really good. Like, probably shouldn't have gone. I had a bit of work on, but I managed to get most of it done this morning. And then I wasn't planning on going, just very last minute. Got a text from Blake and all the Capital Rollers guys. They were going out to film for their project they're working on. And it was just literally just like gorgeous sunshine outside. I don't know how the weather was in Scotland today, but super, super nice in London.
It's currently raining against the windows because, of course, it is.
Currently rain. All right, yeah, we're due 5 days of rain. Like, I literally got a text from Blake saying to come skate, and I was like, check the weather, and I was like, oh yeah, sunshine today, but 5 days of rain, so couldn't really say no. And we're actually, John's plans switched, so John was able to pop up to town.
It's really weird. Why did
he had something on, and then just decided that he wanted to come up to London, and so it's sick. So got the VX out, got to go out in the sunshine, get some nice lens flares and that. It was just one of those really nice days where, everyone got good clips. We went to some new area, went over to Wembley, so around the stadium. They've just redone it all. And so just tons of new spots there. And yeah, all the boys got clips, got some nice stuff on the VX. John was happy. We were all happy. Girlfriend texted me. I was getting on the tube saying, get some bread. And there was a posh bakery there for her. So I grabbed her a loaf of bread. So winning all around, mate.
Everywhere. Did John Lee make fun of you at all, Sam?
John always makes fun of me.
Right.
It's a running joke.
Are we just pretending last night didn't happen? Is that what we're doing here?
Mate, yeah. If you want to, I'm down to.
Okay, right. Let's move swiftly on. So Pride of Chichester, right here. Are you? I
am from Chichester, yeah.
Have any other like notable skaters came out of there?
A few actually. All right. So we're not literally from Chichester, but from like the same area. So just down there we've got Portsmouth, which you got, Sam Tufnell, James Sharp, good skaters.
That's not Chichester though. That's like me going, oh yeah, there's loads of great skaters from my town, and I live like 45 minutes away from Glasgow.
Falconer, which is very close.
Jamie Stenner, right.
Also from, I don't know if they're actually from Chichester, but Ed and Jack Neal. Have you ever heard of those guys?
Yeah, used to be on K2.
Right, I was going to say Razors actually, so my memory's gone. I mean, they were all much older than me though when I was younger. I remember them coming down to skate park and I was about, maybe 11, 12 years old, and they all would have been about 17, 18 maybe, but occasionally I'd get to tag along with them. And then, you have the guys from Worthing, just down the road, the Occulture crew, so like Jake, the Woodbridge brothers, all them guys, James Aldred, people like that.
There's no way you were old enough to hang about with them though when you started skating.
No, I'd be stoked. Like, shit, OCC guys are in it. Like, do something mental. Like, land a good trick.
Look at them all smoking cigarettes and being too cool for school.
Cameras and cars. I bet one of them might have a flat. Fucking hell, proper grown-ups.
Living the dream. Yeah. It's quite funny. Yeah, the symbols of 90s cool. They had tattoos and they smoked and they did big tricks. That was all you really needed.
Yeah, man, it was 2001. I was impressed. Like, I was 11 years old, so
that's
too difficult to impress me.
So I checked the numbers again this morning because I'm obsessed with doing stuff like that, and you've definitely won the battle of the Pro Skate promos.
Sorry, I'm just going to get a comfier.
It's official. I've
won the numbers. The numbers race.
When I looked this morning, you were on over 12,000. Bobby Spazov was on just over 10,000, and Julian was down at like, I want to say 2,000 or 3,000.
Savage. Oh.
So,
Yeah, no, I had a little flick through this afternoon. A little flick through the comments. Generally, like, pretty well received. Other than some bloke that was telling me my jeans were too tight. But I was like, and also saying, come on, mate, it's not the 90s. Stop using that fisheye. And I was like, and get baggier jeans. It was like, kind of contradicted yourself. They're saying it's not the 90s. Get yourself some baggier jeans. Like, no, it's not the 90s. That's why I'm not wearing baggier jeans. It's like, all right, mate. Like, and also just like, oh, mate, like he said some really nice things, and with them just like, yeah, but you need to sort your jeans out. I was like, fuck off, mate. Like, come on, like.
I always find it really funny when people feel the need to comment on clothing as if it's relevant. You're like, because most of them are fully, like most skaters are between 25 and 40.
Yeah,
right?
That's the demographic these days. 25, 35 is the majority. And it's like, you're going to tell a bloke that's 30 to change his pants.
Yeah.
Maybe that 11-year-old version of me back at Chichester Skate Park, if Jake Healy went, Sam, mate, your pants are a little bit tight, I'd be like, all right, mate, yeah, cool, I'll go buy some joggers from Primark. I'm not going to like go running out to buy some new pants today.
Yeah.
I was skating in Levi's for most of that section. They're sick. Got some Levi's skateboard trousers. They're well expensive and really strong and good.
It's just so weird. Like,
it's premium pants on these days. I'm a grown up.
Yeah. It's just so funny, the stuff people say online that they would never dare say. Like, no one would ever come up to you in the pub and be like, right, mate, outfit's looking a bit shit. You'd be like, sorry, who are you?
What pubs do you go to? I hear that all the time. There's some bloke walking in shoes. What are those? That fucking happens all the time. But in like I know what you're saying, in a general day-to-day situation, that would never happen.
It's just like stuff like that, and you're like, okay. Or I'll get unsolicited DMs, and they'll just say stuff, and you're like, why would you would never say that to my face? Why would you say that to me in a DM? Yeah, so bizarre. Congratulations on the Pro Skate.
Thanks, mate. Pro
Skate number 2.
Yeah, very happy with it.
Now you've had wheels as well. You've had 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 3, 4?
Well, depends how you count them with UC. They count them as 2 each time because it's like they run it in 2 different colors.
Ah, right.
So technically it's 2, but I kind of look at it as it's one in two colors, if you know what I mean. So
No, because you've had a big wheel, you've had a big wheel and an aggressive wheel.
yeah, so I had the big wheel, but it came in two colors. So I had the dark grey big wheel and then the white big wheel, which the white big wheel actually put me in a bit of a kiln for a while because Brexit happened as a Union Jack Pro wheel got dropped by me. And I was just like, fuck's sake, like.
The bigot wheel.
Like, well, good timing. But yeah, then the next wheel, I guess the next wheel is even still a bit Brexit. It's a BBC wheel.
BBC.
It's a bit like, you know, the BBC aren't really a bit pedo. It's a bit
I was about to say that they're just known for covering up pedophiles.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's worse than Brexit. Yeah.
Problem was like when they came to like obviously UC they do the like the theme each time, and the theme came up TV, and everyone else like instantly was like, yeah, I love this TV show. Like Nick got Rick and Morty straight away, which was really annoying because that was the only one I had to think of. And everyone else just seemed to have like really good TV shows that they'd liked straight away. Like even Calkins, he had like some 80s Western show, which I was like, never heard of it, but that sounds sick. Like Eugen has his anime show. I was like, fuck, I don't really watch TV, to be honest. I'm a bit like, not like hyperactive as such, but I can't sit down. I get bored after like 2 episodes of anything. So besides Game of Thrones, it's the only thing that actually sucked me in. Everything else I found just really just vanilla and boring. Like it's not very funny. Like it's not that exciting. I get really turned off by it really fast. I mean, I prefer books and just going out and doing shit, basically.
Man, that was a wasted opportunity. I could have had a Friends Pro wheel. That would have been sick. Right.
Okay, Friends. I'm sorry to offend anyone who likes Friends. Fucking hate Friends.
You've just ruined my 90s dream there.
I mean, yeah, of course, like we all liked watching Rachel Green in the 90s. Yeah, she was piff, but I mean, besides that whole show fucking sucked. It was the most rough, and I've been forced to watch it like for so many years. Like basically every girlfriend or pretty much every woman in your life, like your mum forced you to watch it in the 90s because, you know, it wasn't your TV. You were 9, you didn't get to pick what went on. And then like all your girlfriends growing up through your teen years, again, just friends. They're like, oh, it's just such easy watching, isn't it? Such easy watching. Fucking not. It's mindless. It's fucking drivel that's just forced down my throat.
See, I was on the other end. I used to force my partner to watch it, and she was like, "This is shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it's comfort food, isn't it? It's comfort food for the eyes."
Watching, that's what everyone says. It's like it's not comfort food. It's making me just want to like fucking put my fist through the TV and just go out. Like, I mean, I liked it when they got the Senate sticker on the fridge. That was a good moment. And one of the guys wearing a Senate bag. I was like,
the Brian Smith episode where he was shagging Rachel Green. What more do you want?
Actual skating in the episode, maybe? Did he put his blades on?
Let's not get carried away.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just taking the piss.
That just reminded me, Undercover. I was sure I saw a catalogue a couple of years ago, and Undercover were going to do a Marvel series, and then it never came out. What happened with that?
Yeah, just never came to fruition. I don't know. Oh wait, actually, I do remember this. They had the rights to use Marvel, but then like the rights were like it was really, really spotty. Like it wasn't like they didn't have the rights to use it in every country. So they got all the samples of the wheels, and they all look really good. Like I can't remember. I actually got one of the wheels over here. I'll grab it for you quickly. It's a really sick wheel.
We're about to get an exclusive. I like it.
Yeah, so I got the Avengers, like my promo that I was meant to do a promo for them, but then in the end the wheel got dropped, so made it turn into a USD promo. I said, Ant-Man 55mm wheel.
All right, nice.
In, light grey, red core. That's pretty sick. I thought it was a really good wheel. I was really annoyed that they didn't release it. I mean, I barely skated it, so I thought it was a cool wheel. I was like, I'm going to hang on to that for maybe when I get really cool one day, I might start skating 55 flat. But yeah, so basically they didn't have the rights to release this in every single country. So rather than have a bit of a fucking barmy in the warehouse of like, all right, those can go there, or sending out different catalogs to different people, they were like, you know what, fuck it, just sack the idea off and we'll pick something else.
I hear you.
They did. That was it, yeah.
See all that stuff in the background? Is that just all skating crap lining up that entire wall? Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend got mad at me because it was basically just strewn across, like, it was kind of annoying for me to constantly have it in boxes because it's a lot of like samples and stuff that I showed to shops and then just like different stuff that you're doing promos for. Because obviously I do a lot of big wheel and stuff too. It's not just aggressive, so I get sent tons of product for that. Yeah, so I brought a set of those, there's like sort of industrial shelves that they have in like kitchens and warehouse, that sort of thing. It's all stacked relatively neatly in there. It's kind of dark over there, so you can't see, but basically like a basket of wheels, basket of frames, and then just the skates that I'm using are in like the middle shelf, and just like the other shit that's just like stacked down the bottom there. Every now and then I get like sick of it and have a little clear out and go a bit mad and blade trade and sell it all basically. But I mean, we're allowed to do that once, just generally speaking. once you've done the promo for your product, the skates are used. It's up to you what you want to do with it from there. As long as you promote it.
I was about to say, otherwise, if you didn't get rid of it, eventually it would just take over your entire house.
Yeah, exactly. They know that. Like, they obviously understand that. Like, the only time people get in trouble for selling their shit is if you haven't done anything with it. If you get a brand new skate and just flog it straight away, of course, that's highly against the rules. Like, but once you've got this, if you're doing a promo, you get the skate, you use it, you shoot the promo. You know, I can't use every single urban skate. I have my one that I like and use on a long-term basis, which is like a hardcore Evo, which, you know, carbon fiber boot that's going to last me years. And then all the promos just done with just basically single or double use skates. So I use them like once or twice for the promo and then sell them or give them away.
I was about to say, you're a handy friend to have. I'd just become Sam. Hey, man, you got any like 59mm wheels?
Okay, that is quite annoying though, because I get a lot of people saying, everyone wants it for free as well. It's like, you got any of this? They can give me, like, I don't mind, of course, like giving away.
They want it for free. You got it for free. What, like?
Yeah, I fucking spent 20 years learning how to skate.
That's true. Well, you sacrifice blood and skin for it. Yeah, so I guess
exactly. That's riddled with scars and fucking ailments. Like, come on.
All right, fair play. Do you ever keep, is there any stuff that you like save or like put in a box for your like, oh, I want to have this for later? Like, I don't know, either.
Oh, I mean, obviously one of every pro product, definitely.
Right. Like, is there anything else that you save in your like, or you just think, oh God, this might be worth something in like, I don't know,
I'm
10 or 20 years? I'm
not really that sentimental about skate hardware that's not like, unless like these Ant-Man wheels, I just thought they were cool just because they're grey. Like, I hadn't seen a nice light grey wheel like that. So I hung on to those. What else have I got over there?
That's a future pro wheel idea right there. Just steal it. Just if they're not using it for that, you can use it.
I mean, it's a great color. I would take that color like gladly. I mean, I got roped into having a red wheel this time, which I guess it kind of fitted with the skate, but it was just, I was stuck with BBC because that was the only idea I had. Like, literally, I was like really stuck. And Barry even told me off for it as well. He was like, "No, man, DRC did BBC. Like, you can't."
That's true. They did. Yeah.
I know. I turned around to the office and we're just like, "Look, DRC." I kind of making excuses. I was like clutching at straws, like, "Can't do it, guys. We got to think of something else." And they were just like, "Well, no, we don't care, Sam. Like, that's all we got. That's your best idea. So, what's your alternative idea?" I was like, "Was there a Jurassic Park TV series? I'd have that, but don't know." The Warriors. I've got loads of good movies. Like, hopefully we can do movies next time because I can think of something good for that. I'd love to have a Blues Brothers pro wheel, like a dark blue with like a silhouette of the Blues Brothers with the hats and shit. That'd be cool. Surely
you can just get out ahead of that and pitch that to Powerslide and be like, "Do you know what would be a good theme? Films." Oh, and see, while we're talking about films, I just so happen to have what like.
I've got one idea. Yeah, I mean, generally when it comes to picking the theme, it is a group discussion that the pro team will get sort of put into an email thread and we decide what we want to do. I didn't have any good ideas last time because they've done a lot of the really good ones already. If you think about it, over the years, they've done like animals, done video games.
They did food series
done now. I tried suggesting language as like slogans. Like, we could all have like a colloquial slogan from where we're from, basically.
Okay.
Because I thought like Nick could have some funny Northern one. Eugen could have some funny German saying. I could have some London saying. Like, we could all like, you know, pick something that was from where they're from.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary could do something funny for Spain. Yeah, they said no, it's shit. So no one wanted to do it. It was like, that's crap. We don't want writing on our wheels. It was like, I mean, you can have something that like embodies it. And they're like, I don't know. Either way, quickly dismissed. Emails smashed straight out of the thread.
So we've discovered you've got no ideas. That's good. Right. We got off topic. Right. So, in light of recent current events, I'm Oprah, you're Meghan Markle, and now we're about to have an explosive interview, aren't we? That's what's about to
tear out the royal family. Let's go for it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Single-handedly take apart Powerslide right now.
Let's do it. Or let's talk about less controversial things. So, Pro Skate promo that we got sidetracked from was insanely big. And why make a close to a 10-minute promo, 7-minute plus promo?
One, we had the time on our hands because my skate I just had more time on my hands basically. And also I look back at my previous Pro Skate promo and don't particularly like it as such. Like, I mean, no offense, like Shaman worked very hard on it. And we did I think it's a good edit, but it felt very rushed because last time I got my sample, the blue sample.
I'm going to take offense to that though, because the top sole at St. Paul's was absolutely fucked, the disaster one, and the X grind down the glass rail, that could have went wrong in so many ways. like
Yeah.
grinding a glass drop rail with
Yeah, no,
gaps
originally I
in
was
it.
gonna my plan was to sweaty it originally, and Bauer talked me out of it. He's like, "No, mate, if you split it, like you'll cut your dick in half. Like, don't. It's not worth it, mate." And I was like, "All right, I
Yeah.
guess I'll do an X grind. Is kind of nearer to a soul. It's probably safer for me." Yeah, I mean, obviously there was good tricks in it. I did like it. I didn't wasn't disappointed in the promo. I still look back at it and like enjoy good memories of it. But it was just a bit stressful. Had to just bang it out in like 2-3 weeks to get it done because my sample basically arrived kind of late, and then the release date got brought forwards. And I was injured at the time. I'd torn the webbing in my fingers, so I just and I broke my thumb on my other hand. So basically, I had no hands and was just like a couple of weeks to get this promo done. And of course, kind of stressful as well because it's your first pro skate. You imagine obviously most people are looking forward or would like to get a pro skate. You spent a few years looking forward and thinking, all right, if I did get the pro skate, I'd do this, that, and the other. You'd make it really good in your mind.
Yeah.
And then, so it was just a bit stressful. I was like, I would have liked to have had 6 months to shoot that promo. So then when the second skate got designed, I did have 6 months to shoot the promo. I was like, all right, plenty of time. Let's do this as well as we can. Unfortunately, also between the lockdowns, like we didn't shoot this shot some stuff during a lockdown. Majority was shot between lockdowns 1 and 2. At this point, London was pretty much like not deserted, but like there was just no one around. Like obviously all the shops, there's no tourists, like everything's closed. All the famous monuments and stuff, like we got the clips in Buckingham Palace fountain. It was deserted. There was no one at Buckingham Palace. There's like a few people there, but like when I say no one, I mean no one for like a usual day in June in the UK, outside possibly the most famous monument in the whole country. So you basically just had more time, better opportunities, and that's about it really. Yeah, just more time, and I just wanted to do it better. So I was happy to, I ended up kind of pooling more resources into it than I possibly should have done. Like in hindsight, I still haven't made a promo for my UC wheel. My red wheel was still just sitting there undone, which is a bit annoying. I want to get that done. But then by the time I finally was content with the section, winter was here, and I was like, it was locked down again. And I was sort of trying to explain to Sharman, Sharman was really keen to shoot it. He was like, oh, let's go out, like, we'll film like a night edit, like, be BBC at night, the BBC night theme TV bit. So we had all these ideas as to what we were going to do. But I mean, I just shot fucking a 7-minute section, and it was cold. I was just like,
you're like,
sorry, UC managers, but I just couldn't be
I've
fucking
put in the work.
So I mean, in the back of my head, I was thinking like, right, at some point I'll do something, because most of the other guys just made park promos anyway. So, that's all you got to do at the end of the day is do something at least. So you got to do something. Yeah. But I'm hoping now, like, I don't know, I guess I'll make up for it with the second wheel, because they've already ordered the second wheel in the new colour. So I'll make much more of an effort for that, because I don't have a skate to promote then. Well, I'll continue promoting my skate, but it's already sold out to shops now. So there's not much more I can do to push the skates. Just whatever more you want to do yourself for your own personal satisfaction.
Nice. That's what I was going to ask, because it seems like Tom Sharman seems to make like the majority of your videos. Like he made your turning pro section, made your pro skate edit. He's made a bunch of things over the years with you.
Yeah, I must have made at least 15 odd edits with Tom, at least.
Does Tom get paid when he does the like?
Yes, I always pay all my videographers. I make sure that if we're doing an FSK video, I'll basically just split the cash with him, or you can pay them in a pair of skates.
That's that's
actually like, a lot of
that's
people
a good commodity. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, no, but well, this is the thing from a company's perspective. Giving someone actual cash is cash. It comes directly out of profits. Yeah. Whereas products only cost price, the production price of them to actually produce the item. So giving someone a pair of Aeons, I gave Tom a set of Aeons just for shooting all the photos that I've got for my pro skate. We managed to agree that for me. He handed in a file of 50 decent photos. And I was like, come on, that's worth a pair of skates, surely, guys. And he was like, yeah, fine. Obviously, a pair of skates costs or is of value of 240 odd quid to someone that's used to buying skates. But to the company, I don't know what the actual cost price on a pair of Aeons is.
Yes, significantly less, yeah.
Yeah, consider at least 25% of that, I'd imagine, somewhere in that bracket, maybe 20 to 25%.
Plus, then he could sell the skate if it's brand new, and then
they're happy for him to do that because he's not expected to make any promo. His payment was a pair of skates. He can stick that on Blade Trade for 180 or even 150, and it will sell the same day.
Yeah, that's quite fun. That reminds me, actually, I use like, because I've got basically my entire office upstairs that I use for work. It's also got about like 5 or 6 of those massive plastic like chest box things with just like wheel scene merch in it, with like beanies, caps, long sleeves, t-shirts. And there's one of my friends that I actually pay him to babysit in clothing. So I'll be like, oh man, like whenever we get like new long sleeves or a beanie or whatever, I'll be like, oh, do you want a long sleeve and a beanie? He'll be like, cool. And I'm like, you gonna babysit on Friday night? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. Not all my friends, like one sensible friend, not like
okay. No, I heard what you said. I mean, it's almost getting to the point with Shaman though, where he was basically just taking cash each time because he had so many bloody skates, and he's a bit lazy, couldn't be asked to actually do. Because you get a lot of time wasters on those Blade Trade pages. But yeah, so he literally just had just too many skates. He was like, mate, I don't need another pair of FSK skates. I've got 2 pairs of Aeons. Like, I'm pretty stocked up for a couple of years now.
Result, so, yeah, that's very that is quick.
But I mean, that's fine. You don't, sometimes I do work with other guys. I work, did that recent FSK thing with Joe Harvey. And just a couple of other guys that you wouldn't have heard of in London that just done odd FSK bits. I mean, it's mostly guys that, like, if they're at like university doing film and they're just happy to build up their portfolio, it looks good for them just working for a company. And if you give them a pair of skates, it's like they're pretty stoked to be involved, and generally like mutually beneficial for everyone. It's a cheap ticket for the company, and that guy gets to work for a company and get some skates and stick that on his CV or whatever. So
nice.
Generally mutually beneficial.
So Tom seems to be like your go-to film guy. So why did you film this section with John?
Because I've done the rest with Tom. Short answer. I'd basically never done a full section with Johnny. Like, I'd had clips in like most of his like dirt box things here and there. I'd have like a random little Friends clip in like the montage, whatever. We did a mini section when he came to stay with me in Barcelona, but I'd never done a full section with him, and he'd done just like so many good things over the years. Like, he did like, you know, Bauer's Sweet Shin music, his section with Leon, just numerous other long edits and parts.
Can't believe you left out Alex Burston's Vanilla. Can't believe he did that.
Okay, Burston's Vanilla. Also Burston's 10 Days in London that he did.
That was also really good for the booted, like, yeah.
You went and back Nugent down and along that BT ledge. You know what I mean? The shitty tar one. It's the one that's like, it's the rail. There's a rail.
The police station one. Is it not a police station?
No, it's BT, is in the phone company.
Is it the down and along?
The ledge goes down and along, but there's a rail to the left of it which gets cut off kind of short.
Yeah.
Do you remember Brosco's London thing? He did Topsail wall ride on it.
Yeah,
by the way, no one else has done the wall ride.
I've skated before. Yeah, all right, because it's like a tiled ledge, isn't it? It's like those little tiny. Yeah,
it sucks. It's horrible, that spot.
The landing on the next set of steps is deadly because it literally goes onto a main road. Yeah, that's terrifying. Yeah,
and it's always just like where it's like an enclosed central bit of London. It's just really dirty in there. So a lot of like homeless people and crackheads hang out in there at night, I imagine. So it's just really just a bit dismal. Find the occasional human shit lurking behind the ledge or whatever.
That caters to all of Johnny's like gully needs. He's like, yeah, this literally ticks every box of what I want a skate clip to be.
Exactly.
So you got to work on it with John. Who picked the spots? Because there's like a massive variety, and some of them are really, some of them are like ones I've never seen anyone get clips on before.
Which ones have you not seen people get clips on?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember seeing the curved drop rail that you do the Back Royale 450 off. The kink rail with the security guard, the 2 kink rails with the security guard. I've never seen anyone do those. The one with the one with the gate across it.
Yeah. So the one with the gate is outside the new Tottenham Hotspur football stadium. They just had a new stadium. If you follow football.
Nope.
It's got the longest bar in Europe.
Okay.
Apparently, 60-meter bar. So it's just outside of that. So it's a new stadium. The one with the security that kick off hard, like the other one, the guy just was quite polite actually, and just came out like, you know, certain security guards are nice and just ask you to leave and you just leave basically. But the one in King's Cross where the security guard was being a bit of a dickhead, that is in a shopping centre in King's Cross. It's right next to the train station.
Yeah, tell us the story about that, because obviously, there's a bunch of like
B-roll looks a little bit confusing in the video because, you know, there's the bail clips in the intro, and then there's the trick, the actual landed trick.
Yeah.
So we went there on two separate days.
Yeah, you're in different clothes. So
in different clothes, yeah. So the first attempt when I went there, we didn't quite realize it was going to be quite so busy there that day. But this kind of lended itself to us because we're able to kind of hide in a crowd a little bit because there was people around. So we took a table at the bottom of the kink rail. There's a little restaurant down there. Luke ordered himself some breakfast, took the long angle. John and I had some tea, and I had a tea. John had a beer. We were sort of lurking across every now and then, having a few attempts to warm up. And once I was confident, I'd done the bottom bit several times. All right, I think I'm ready to hop for the next bit. Started going up to the top. Problem was at the top, there's a security guard just standing just right there. So it's London anyway, so the security's pretty tight inside of a shopping centre to stop you get a lot of snatch and grab robberies with gangs and stuff in London. So you got to watch the security's tight for that reason, basically. On top of COVID as well, so they're more just helping people socially distance at this point. But yeah, so when I went to the top of the stairs, security guard's right there, and you've literally got just one try because he's going to see you on your blades and tell you to take them off anyway. He's not assuming you're going to do the kink. He just thinks you're just some kid pissing around your skates. I didn't anticipate the fact that I didn't have a piece of wood for the blind mans at the top. There was quite a hefty set of blind mans, but it was blind mans and then a little bit of flat ground. So I was hoping I could just roll over it quick enough and then lock onto it. I wasn't really able to lock onto it that easily. I kept if you roll over blind mans, you sort of get a startled jump. You don't get a clean lock on because the security guard's right there. I'm on the rail now, and I might get kicked out in a second. So I was just first few tries, I was just throwing myself down there. That's where those harsh bails are because I'm not warmed up enough. Normally, if you're going to do a kink rail to rail, you do several top soles, you size it up, get ready, and then okay, I'm actually ready to jump for the second one. Because if you don't make the second one, you're going to do what happened to me. You just miss the rail and unless you get to catch the rail neatly, you generally just splat down the stairs.
Yeah, you get pitched, yeah.
Exactly. So that happened twice. I got pretty badly winded and injured. And then the security guys just came over as I was on the floor, I was on the floor, I picked myself up pretty fast, and then went back to the table, and we're sitting there trying to blend in with our teas and beers and thinking we're being really sneaky. And the security guy was just standing over there, just kind of really confused as to how to handle the situation. And then he just came over and just guys, you're gonna have to get takeaway cups for me and leave. They basically just kicked out the shopping centre. But they were super nice about it. It was actually the same security guard second time round, but not the arsehole one, because there was two security guards kicking us out the second time round. First time around, there was just this one nice guy, who was kind of an old fella, who was just taking the situation very slowly and just being really sort of polite with us and asking us just to go on our way. But then second time around we went there, this was during lockdown now. So the shopping centre was actually empty. Everything was totally closed. So we stuck out like a sore thumb. It's still a public through road to get to Regent's Canal to get from King's Cross Station to Regent's Canal. So it was kind of open and easy to get through. Problem was now the security guards are just they're bored. They've got literally nothing to do. And the second we got there, they were just kind of onto us. We were literally standing there for maybe a good 15 minutes, just sort of weighing up the situation. Where our bags were, you see in the clip where we run away after I've landed it and go back and grab our bags. We were sitting hiding under where the bags are, just looking at the security guard who's up on the top, because basically the layout of the shopping centre is it's a sort of oval sort of ring like this. Is two levels or whatever. And the kink rails go up between the levels. And the guy's just literally standing on the bridge up there, just looking at us, and we're looking back at him, trying to pretend we're doing something kind of subtle, and it's kind of this weird waiting game, not knowing who's going to make the first move. And we're waiting for him basically to get bored and walk off. But he just didn't get bored and walk off. He just stood there, just staring at us. And we're just the rest of the guys were saying, let's just go, maybe come back later, and it'll be a different guy working, or maybe there'll be something to distract him. Blake, the legend, just took the initiative and was I'm going to jump on them benches over there, and he'll chase me off, basically. And whilst he's distracted over here, you boys will get a couple of goes, right? I was okay, that's a great idea. Blake skates off, is just pissing around the benches over there on his free skates, distracting the guy. He finally wanders off. And then John and I run over and give it a quick go. I give it a couple on the bottom to practice, but just the sound of me just grinding the bottom section and landing, it's
going to echo around the entire area,
reverberating around the shopping centre. There was no one else in the shopping centre. It's basically just us, so the noise was carrying really loudly. But then so I went back up to the top. At this point, the security guard's now spotted me and come running back over, and then he said to me at the top, you've got to stop. I gave it one try as he's walking down the stairs. And then that's when he starts talking to John. I've now walked back up to the top of the stairs. And so at this point, another security guard's come over. The nice guy from the first time round. This is the new security guard, the older fella. So the old fella's now walking towards me. The militant guy's on the stairs talking to Johnny. bit of an intense situation. I'm like, don't know if it's worth going because the nice guy's walking towards the top of the kink. Can't even see if John's paying attention to film me or if John's actually genuinely talking to the guy. I just thought it was worth giving it one try. Gave it a quick go. Luckily, John just steps out from around the guy with the fisheye. Like, it was totally uncoordinated. I just knew that John was most likely going to still be filming just because from John's style of filming, if you've ever seen any of his B-roll stuff or any of the other stuff that he's filming, he just presses record and just burns through tapes. Doesn't mind leaving it recording for as long as necessary. And yeah, luckily recorded it, landed it, and then got super stoked, ran out of there, went and celebrated.
That really the clip, because you see the interaction with the security guard, like John talking to him, and then all of a sudden you just appear from nowhere. That makes it even like the trick itself is exceptional, but that just makes it like gold footage.
Oh sure, yeah. I mean, it really added to the whole like atmosphere of it. Like, you got this guy that's there, that's like super imposing. He's literally in the way of John. And also, my favorite thing about it is as John steps out around it, the light breaks out from around the security guard. And there's just a really nice lens flare as it happens. And it's like, mate, I've just ticked all my favorite boxes here: pissing off security, VX lens flares, big kinks. There's a lot of yes for me when I landed that trick. I was fucking buzzing for like 2 days afterwards.
What's that TV show where they come out from? What's the TV show where they come out and they do a cover and they come out and it's like all the smoke and what the hell is that called?
Stars in Their Eyes.
Stars in Their Eyes. That's it. Yeah. It's like the Stars in Their Eyes moment. That clip of you in France, skipping around the security guard to do a fish brain in the shopping mall is doing the rounds again on Facebook.
Yeah, he's doing the rounds again. Yeah,
you're going to get the rep as like the ultimate little shithead to security guards because it's like you decide, oh, they're here, so it's time to put on a show.
No, normally if you're doing a dangerous trick and some security guards showed up, like you already got enough adrenaline going through. You're like, all right, I'm going to fucking do this anyway. And also, this guy, like, how much is he getting paid? He's not fucking going to be a hero right now. What's he going to do? Literally rugby tackle you down. They're just going to stand there like some sort of defender and a goaler, and just like be a sort of, like one of them clowns in a rodeo show. They're not really going to take the bull out. They're just going to like, oh, here he comes out of his way. Like, it's just a distraction. Generally, if you just focus on what you're going to do,
you're going to meet a job's worth. Every once in a while, you're going to meet a job's worth, or someone with a short temper that just feels like you're taking the piss by not listening to them, and they're going to someone is going to put their hands on you eventually.
Yeah, I mean, eventually. I mean, it did actually happen in France. You got to be careful with it because French security guards don't fuck around. Like in the UK, it's kind of similar to. I imagine how it's similar to America in the sense of like people are worried about getting sued. People don't want to assault each other. Like security guards would generally just, they'll just stand in the way so you can't do it. So you don't assault them by going through them. Most of them just stand at the top of the rail and just sit on the rail or something like that. In France, though, they don't give a fuck. I've been at like street contests in fucking France where they just pepper spray whole crowds of people. Like French police and French security don't fuck around. They used to people
rioting. French police definitely do not fuck around.
I mean, they're used to people going out and rioting. Like when did we ever riot? Like I remember when the last London riots, 2011. I remember I just started uni in London. I rang up my dad and I was like, Dad, it's fucking mental outside. There's a riot going on. Like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, don't worry, son, it'll rain tomorrow. They'll all go home. I was like, what? Rain the next day. Everyone went home. He's like, yeah, it's just like the Brixton riots. Lasted about 2 days and then rained and everyone went home. We haven't got the fucking stomach for a long riot. The French will go out. Like, in France, they actually have designated holiday days to go and riot. Like, not riot, protest, sorry. It normally turns into a riot, but I mean, that's true. They have designated holiday. We got 28 days holiday a year.
Yeah.
They've got like 28 plus 3 for I don't know the name of it, but it's something to do with being your right to go and protest.
Well, in France, they also have the insane problem where they've basically got borderline favelas outside like Paris where they try and like shove all the poor people and ethnic minorities. And that, of course, that's going to create a lot of
the Calais jungle.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's good. Not even that, just like outside in the like outer suburbs of Paris, like they basically just kind of pigeonhole like poor people together into these areas, and then they wonder why the people like it all flares up and reaches a boiling point.
When I was in Paris, time before last one, I shoot my God's intro with Kevin and Stan and the guys, and they showed me some parts of Paris, and I was like, man, this is like place is ghetto. It's fucking serious. Like it's not. Like, this is not a place I want to like be left alone in. Lucky I'm here with like you guys, I guess. Like you guys know the local area at least. So if we've got to go, we can get the hell out of it. If I was here by myself, like not speaking a word of French in a sort of kind of hood part of France.
Yeah, Paris has got some scary areas. Yeah. Little kids running about with mopeds and guns. I suppose it's not that different to some parts of London, I guess. But yeah.
I don't like London like that, but I mean, where I live now in like East London, like London Fields and Hackney used to be pretty bad in like the early 2000s, but these days it's so fucking gentrified. Like, you know, a loaf of bread will cost you £9 in the corner shop, like in the sort of in the bakery. You know what I mean? Like, a cup of coffee is like £4. Ask you like got 9 different types of non-cow milk. You know what I mean? Like milk alternatives. Pretty nuts. I mean, I know I'd probably stick out like a sore thumb here because obviously I'm not from London. Got a strong Sussex accent. They just think I'm up some other posh wanker just living around here buying. I mean, and also my girlfriend's French. She sends me down to buy that bread. I'm well embarrassed. I'm going down there like, I imagine how it would have been like guys buying porn in the 80s. Like you've got to actually go into the shop with like your hood up and your cap down. It's like, God, I can't let my mates see me. Like, just 2 of them fucking sourdough loaves, quick. All right, yeah, throw in them bagels too. Fuck it. Just go. How much is that? £19. Fuck. That's what contactless is for. Just run. Run back to my yard. All right, got the stuff. All right, I'm going skating. See you later.
That's a lot of bread. You realise you dodged my question. You never answered who was responsible for finding the spots, because I know that John's a big like a stalker of the city, because he'll post on Instagram where he's just walking about all night looking at random council estates.
I mean, a bit of both. So John had like spots in mind. He watches a lot of skateboarding videos. Bauer too watched a lot of skateboard videos. He put me onto a few spots. So it's a bit of both. Like, and I of course had some spots in mind already, like that had been sort of like inspired from other stuff that I wanted to go and get. Like the trick on Payco Lane, that true porn. Been meaning to do that for like at least 2 years now, but just the situation just never came up. Also as well, because it's like at the top of the rail, or the top of the ledge rather, there's like a fence or like a gate or whatever. So I always imagine when I did a true porn that I was going to elbow the wall. So every time I've gone there, I've just been like, you know, thought, oh, if I elbow the wall, I'm falling down the stairs backwards, or if I go too far side, or, you know, worst case scenario, if I can go off the drop, you know, I just kept putting it off in my head. I was just like, it's not worth it. I hadn't found anything that I really wanted to do it for. And then, of course, Pro Route Promo, you're like, right, this is now's the time. I've been thinking about doing it all summer, and it basically, again, just putting it off and off because I was just scared to do it, basically. And then, I mentioned it to John, and it was winter. At this point, it's like late November. And I'd been there like a couple of weeks before, and the floor at this point was all slimy because it's it's underneath a block of flats. So just all the scum comes off the building, just like moss from between. It's like, it's a very central part of London. It's right near Liverpool Street, but it's just hasn't been redeveloped in years. Like the paving slabs there are all old and fucked. It's just a bit of a grotty part of town, or just a grotty street rather near a nice part of town. So John literally went and got a blowtorch and just like dried the whole floor for it. Well, Blake did the dry and John just brought the blowtorch. And yeah, John brought some lights with him, and we just went there at night and did it, basically. I kind of just worked out that I just had to go quickly at it, basically. I'd always imagine I'd go up slow and jump high and then lock on and like go down at more of a comfy pace. But I posted some clip of it the other day, a mobile phone clip that Matt Stewart gave to me. He like climbed up on top of the fence and
my old flatmate.
Yeah, I'm aware you guys know actually. Yeah.
When he was 17, that was terrifying. I don't know why the hell I let him move into my flat. That was so weird. I was like 22. He was 17. That was so strange. Yeah.
It's a bit of an age difference, actually. It's 5 years.
It's huge. Yeah. He was literally a little kid.
Yeah. I mean, same as like, I guess actually, you're past the age where it's like you're almost on the same wavelength. It was like the same with me and my little brother when I was growing up. He was like, my youngest brother is 5 years younger than me. So when I was like 5, he was a baby. When I was 10, he was 5, 15, 5, all the way through like most of our adolescence. It was just a bit of a pain in the ass to get used to him being around because he was just like way younger than you. You never wanted to hang out with him. Then once we both got past the age of 18, and now like, he's 25 and I'm 30, it's just, you're just brothers again. It's just nice. You pass that age where it's do stuff.
I don't know. Anyway, we used to have vicious fights in the flat. At one point, I wrapped a phone cord around his neck and he put a joint out on my face in the same fight. Yeah. So, yeah, we did used to fight like brothers, but yeah.
Sounds like some sort of movie fight. Just all the props around you that you're fighting with. Like you got a phone cord, Bart Simpsoning him.
Pretty much, yeah.
So John basically sorted the spot out for me to do it that day just because he was like stoked. He wanted it to fucking happen. So yeah, he did make it happen, basically. Thank John for that one. It was my idea, but John actually made it happen. The wall ride in Hackney Wick, where I sketched on the bike beforehand.
Yeah, the distance for that, like the bank doesn't look like it would. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't look like it would launch you that far. Even when you're I'm like, he's getting towed, but he's not going to make it.
It's
I just
basically like
didn't. I didn't think you were going to do
kind of
that.
shallow, but like also it doesn't like it's not really shallow. It's not really steep. It's just like an odd shape, and also the bottom bit isn't flush as well. So it's like brick, and the bricks start about sort of 2 inches higher, and then you've got the shit curve to jump up. So you got to take a long run up, which of course long each time between each attempts. Like you at some point we'll release the B-roll. And the run up I take to get to that speed, because I can't just hold onto the bike for like a short distance. Obviously, the bike's got to get up to pace. Yeah. I've got to skate alongside the bike, get on the bike, and then compose myself, and then fucking go over here, jump up the curb, jump on the bank, then jump onto the wall, get enough purchase off the wall that I can jump into the other bank. And then by this point, I've had like, fuck it. By the time I was getting to this attempt to actually be in the far bank, my mates that I meant to be spotting the road have just cracked a beer and just started like forgetting about me. You see in the clip when I land, I fucking freak out. I land, roll backwards. I wanted to stay fakey, of course, but I just turn around. I was like, fuck, because buses and lorries, it's an industrial estate. Like, I'll die.
Yes, it's very easy to just be hit by a random bit of traffic in London.
I mean, considering the two people I've got spotting me, I've got Neil Ingle and Mike Papeva, who are just like, Neil's like a renowned fucking daydreamer, and Mike Papeva like beer. So like the pair of them are just like, and by this point, like John as well, he's climbed up onto the side of the A12, which is the motorway that goes past there. And, so he literally, if he shouted, I wouldn't be able to hear him because he's got like a full motorway of cars going past him. So I was just a bit scared because obviously I'm taking a super long run up as well. So even if like they did try and let me know what was going on, like I tried to explain to them, like, because I'm short sighted as well, I'm not going to see the expression on their face. I'm not going to hear them shout. I need you to do something really if a lorry or a bus is coming, you're going to need to do like fucking like do the full like Team America, like the subtle gesture, like give us one of those quickly, so like make sure I know. So that was my idea, that spot actually. Sorry, my hair keeps going in my face. It's really annoying me. I can put a beanie on. So
you need to get a wee bobble and put the man bun in. Make James Bauer happy.
People obviously seeing my reflection in his camera here and just realise I've got the stupidest haircut. Lockdown haircut.
Go and get one of your Mrs. Bobbles and put in the man bun. Go on, it'll make Bauer's year.
I've got a USD cap here instead. I could go like Formula One fucking interview afterwards where I like put on the hat. Do that instead.
Yeah.
No, that was more to hand. Got that.
What were the other highlights from it? Oh yeah, I've already asked you about this. Ripping off poor Andy Sperry, our mutual friend, ripping him off in the 540 over the flower bed.
Technically, Andy tried to rip me off. Actually,
why? I'm sure you told me he attempted it first.
No, I hadn't found the spot. I'd actually seen it in Mike Simpson in one of his DRC edits. Does like he gaps to roll on it, and I saw it in that and thought, wow, like you can probably gap over that, right, or something. Anyway, so John and I and Luke Thompson were planning to go there and shoot that. Andy texted us saying he was in London, and we said, yeah, we're going to go do this gap at Westfield. Like, tag along, like come with us. Got there, and he just started doing it. I was like, hold on. So I don't feel
Wait
much
a minute. No, you don't.
I don't feel much remorse for Andy not landing the 5 and me landing it. Like, but no, I mean, I'm just joking. Andy's welcome to do the gap with me. I'm never like, I don't really follow that strict London fucking, the politics in London of like people doing other people's tricks, or if someone's
don't blow up the spot. Yeah.
Like I remember Bauer going fucking ballistic at me about 10 years ago because he was doing some gap and he was about to film it, and I just did it like without a camera just because I wanted to do the gap. And he said, like, for the next 6 months in his head, he was like, Crofty's.
I mean, that is kind of mugging someone. See if someone's hyping themselves up to do something and then you just shit all over them. That is that's disrespectful.
I figured it would be motivating. Figured to be like, he's done it.
Wait a minute. I know the one you're talking. That isn't the one that John filmed and there's a clip of it. Oh, there's one where John flipped, and then afterwards Bauer's like, I was going to do that, but I can't remember whether it was you or Leon. Maybe it was Leon.
Don't know. The one I'm talking about was in City in the Seed. Matt Watt 360s it in the intro. It's like you go over this like whoop-de-doo roof that's like, and there's like a kicker at the end.
Right.
And it looked really fun. You like go off you go whoop over the roof and then fire off. It wasn't like I just jumped some set. He was going to like a boring any old whatever stair set. It was a fucking awesome spot. I just got to London as well. I hadn't really fucking whoop-de-doo roofs in Chichester. Got a skate park, got a shit mini ramp and a few drop rails. It's crap.
So you get to London and the first thing you do is make enemies with the locals. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
Is that why it took so long to film a section with John? Because James Burrow's like, don't do it, man. He's a kiln. Don't do it.
Watch out for that fucking prick from out of town.
Don't touch that guy. There was something else I was going to ask.
What other tricks?
Yeah, what trick are you like the most proud of in the section? Which one are you like, oh, I really, or that you wanted for ages, or was the hardest to get, or you were like, yeah, like that in my opinion is the best trick in the section?
I've got a few answers for you, I guess. I mean, the true porn, I'm happy with that just because it's been in the back of my mind for fucking ages, and I landed it nicely, so it's kind of how I wanted to do it. The ender, of course, I'm happy with. I'm glad I did that. Didn't want to do it at the time because it was just shit scary. It was like, it was like a short run up, mossy takeoff, pit of literal, like, obviously that's in the middle of London. It's full of I don't know,
of death
in that pit.
Yeah,
there's like pipes and shit poking out of it. Like, I'm still in the doghouse with my girlfriend for doing that. Every time the edit comes up in conversation, she's just like hasn't fucking fully forgiven me for it. My dad and brothers as well, I showed them the edit at Christmas, and they were just like, they were really enjoying the section until that bit, and they were just like, their faces dropped, and they were just like, it's just too far, Sam. It's just too far.
I was talking to Mike Welland about it. I was like, that is one of the first times in recent memory where something scared. Like, I watched, John sent me a preview of it, and it actually scared me because your wheel misses it by like inches. And I was like, Mike, I did not believe he was going to be. I thought that was going to be one of John's clips where Sam just drops into the hole of death.
Well, that was obviously in the back of my mind when I'm taking the run up to it. Like, I mean, you see in the clip, like, generally speaking, if I go to do like a gap or a stunt, just don't hesitate. All right. If you're going to fucking do something, just do it. Just take a full run up and jump as well as you can fucking jump. And I'm standing there and like, normally I just go straight away. And I literally stand there for a second. I have to I do like a little weird jump on the spot. Like I'm like trying to hype myself up to like get motivated to do it, which I don't normally do. But yeah, even still after I landed it, you can see the expression on my face. Like I take the run up as I'm running up towards it. It's the first run up I've taken at it. I'm like, don't know if I've got enough speed. I'm just like thinking I've just got to jump as high as I can fucking jump and get my legs up in the air. Like, so it's not the cleanest of jumps. You see, as I jumped before, I literally use all my arms to like do the full. Yeah, obviously I'd like to keep my hands a bit more bobby down here, not quite up fucking there.
I mean, so, when it's a question of survival, it's not about making it look pretty. It's just not dying.
I don't care if I land like a fucking cat, like just like, stuck on the edge, and I have to like shimmy myself up. God, that did actually happen whilst filming this. I forgot about that. There were some tricks that we didn't actually land that didn't go into it. So, do you remember in my USD intro in like 2012 or 13? There's like a curved drop rail in Westbourne Park that I did topstyle 180 on. There's like a really high drop on it, so you go down and round and then jump off that way. Remember that?
Not off the top of my head, but I'll be able to find the clip.
It's a curved drop. Oh, you won't find it. That edit's gone. It was lost in the big Vimeo power slide crash.
Ah, right, okay.
When basically all the music rights, they just shut down the power slide Vimeo account. Anyway, yeah. So I was trying to just do. I've been there before and done the topstyle 180, so I was trying to do like topstyle 5 off it to film for this, and I just a bit too confident thinking about the 5, just missed the topstyle completely. I've never done it like this on a drop rail, like fully missed it and just dropped and went under my armpits and was literally like hanging like that off the drop rail. And at a moment where I looked down and then looked up and I was like, oh, do I drop? Do I climb up? I'm not very strong, by the way, as you can see with me lifting my arms. I've got very noodly little arms. And yeah, I just sort of was like hanging like that, like a fucking stupid cat for a second. I didn't really know what to do because I was like, I couldn't drop. So I had to shout to, I think Luke Thompson was at the top or someone else. I had to shout to him like, hey, like, you have to help me. I can't like, I don't sit at home doing fucking bars. I'm not like, not doing that. Yeah, so I had to get pulled up for that one. Trying to think other tricks that you might want to talk about.
So you were saying there was multiple tricks that got away. So they're like,
oh yeah, at least like 3 tricks, like 3 good ones that I can think of off the top of my head. So there was that. There was the curved dropper in Westbourne Park. There was also, so the wall ride that Ollie does in Face the Music at London Bridge off the Needle.
The Monument, yeah.
The Monument, yeah. So I went there.
You've done that recently, though.
I did, yeah, right. So I did it it was like a Sunday, and it was really fucking cold. And I did the wall ride 180 the same way Ollie does, not the same way, but the same trick as Ollie.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too difficult, to be honest. I thought it was actually kind of easy. And kind of like that played in my mind for the next week. Because I mean, when I did it kind of easily, it was also freezing that day. So I was like wrapped up, had like gloves and like a beanie and stuff on. And I was thinking to myself, like, if I went there on like a warmer day and like with better conditions, because also where that's on London Bridge, you get kind of it's a bit windy because it's kind of open there.
Yeah.
So it's like a really harsh, cold winter wind in my face. And I managed to do it kind of easily. So I was thinking, like, if I went there on a sunny day, maybe I could do wall ride 360 off of it. And went there, gave it a few solid tries. Like, did like basically, because also as well, where the run up to that is, you got like, it comes like downhill off the bridge, then it goes uphill to the stairs, and then you go onto the bank on the side, and then the wall, the monument of it isn't actually a flat wall. It's like a 45-degree thing that comes slightly back this way. So you go like down up into the side and then round to do your 180. So but by the time you're actually coming off to do your 180, you're already you're at 45 degrees before you're coming off the wall. So then you've only got to get the extra like little bit to get round fakie. So you actually, at one point, you're in the air at 90 degrees and you're kind of sitting there for a second and then you just kind of plop down and land on your feet. I felt I had so much hang time in there that I was like, right, if I just give it an extra, like, if I just jerk it, I can probably make the 360 out of it. And did that on one of the attempts, like just did like a lofty 180. And then as I was coming down, just quickly turned around the other 180 and landed like on my feet. And then just like, but I was leaning forward, so it slipped onto my knees and obviously didn't land it. But that was, I was like really motivated. I was like, fuck, I'm actually going to do this. This is going to be fucking great. Went back up there to give it another go. And at this point, I got a bit too confident at giving it. And also I was getting like, I wasn't doing it with enough regularity, if you know what I mean. Like I hadn't like fully practiced how to use this wall yet. I hadn't done enough wars off it to really be super comfortable on it. Like I was just too confident for my ability on the wall. Anyway, on one of the next goes, I tried to like throw it a little bit too hard and my feet actually got caught on the wall and I leant forwards and did like a sort of went off axis basically. And at this point, I'm like face first going off the drop side like that. Fortunately, I managed to catch one of my feet on the wall as I'm rolling down it and just like push off of that and like land on my feet and like get away with it basically. Like one of those just sort of like, you know, mental moments where you go off axis and you do some weird little cat shit and land back on your feet miraculously. Scared the fuck out of me though. And I was just like, there's no way I'm getting back up there again. And John was just like, oh man, like you just basically did it a minute ago. Like just get back up there. And I remember like I went back up to the run up, stood up there and like just thought about it for like 5 minutes. And just like, fuck, I can't actually do this. I couldn't like wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
I couldn't bring myself to go back there and do it. So ended up walking away from that. And then instead we went around the corner to that, to the church that I do like the Macchio stall and drop into the steep bank.
Oh yeah, like the bricks, yeah, the brick.
Yeah, like, it's like a bricky bank thing. So I ended that instead, just because it was closer, and I was still like pretty frustrated actually because I hadn't done the previous trick. Got a fucking hell of a hill bruise doing that though, because doing like obviously wall ride 360 and just landing just like straight down on my heels. Yeah. Gave it like at least 5 or 6 decent tries on a wall ride, and then went around the corner to the brick bank thing, and that took another 5 or so goes. So at this point, my heel was like pretty tender by the end of that, but it was fine. Heels always play out from time to time.
That's one of those spots that when you see in footage, you're like, oh, this looks amazing. And then I literally lived like 5 minutes away from it and I'd pass it every day on my way to work. And I'd always stand at the top of the stairs and go, this is actually quite hard to skate. Like it's like you said, like, yeah, you get the run up to it and then it just goes up the way and then the landing's weird. And then, like
it's all off. Like, it's not like your standard, like, set of stairs, run up and landing where everything's just flat and it's like easy sort of like right angle shapes to deal with. It's like almost feels like a bowl almost. It's like you go down and like up and then get round like the wall ride 180 bit feels really nice because you can just flow it and do it really quickly.
Right.
The 360 out was just, maybe I was just being a bit too big for my boots and thinking I could do it. But I mean, I may still go back one day and give it another crack, but in no rush. Go back at some point.
You're going to need to be, because it's going to have to be a lockdown session, because I don't remember ever being there where there wasn't at least 100 people in the landing.
Yeah, that was the problem as well. So between attempts, that's what I'm saying, like with the regularity of my attempts, there's Borough Market just next door to that.
Yeah,
so
just
there's
across the street, yeah.
Just like pouring in and out of the road and like, you know, getting super frustrated. A couple of attempts I took, I was trying to weave through the crowd, which is just stupid because you're not going to get like, I was just getting frustrated basically. I've been standing there for like, you know, 5-6 minutes trying to do something that I know is going to be really fucking hard. And then obviously like your adrenaline kind of wears off a little bit and you sort of get a little bit frustrated. And yeah, my head was just all over the place, so I couldn't do it. So I had to walk away from that one. Very frustrating though.
Have you ever done the double chrome rail next to it? Like, just up for it, there's the double.
No, never. No. Bauer's trying to do something on that soon. we've taken there a couple of times, but we just get kicked off every time. At the bottom of that chrome rail, there's just a security guard that's just sitting there, and just you got probably one go at it. Right. And it's not really a joke, that double chrome rail, because they're like, it's just like the first thing, the chrome's like that fat anyway. And you got two
really
of them.
Steep.
It's really steep, and you've got these dirty big supports between the things. So, you know, if you get tangled in that, like you might have some sort of life-changing injury. You may tear some sort of something, or I don't know the scientific terms, but be fucked afterwards, basically.
Yeah, very possibly. So, yeah, I would say the section was a success. How do you think it measures up to your other sections that you've had in the past? How would you, where would you put this one?
It's definitely one of my better ones. It's definitely top 3, I'd say.
Top 3?
Don't know. What you got any, what other ones would you say are up there?
I liked your pro introduction one, just because that first clip, the one where you do the gap over the rail to wall ride, that was just...
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah.
You wall ride really high on that as well, like higher than I expected, considering the leap you have to make to do it. And then the 180 into the schoolyard at the end was just fucked.
Yeah, there's some really good tricks on that one. I did like that one too. Yeah, I mean, there's the big drop into the bank at the end of that. That's probably one of the best. Yeah, probably one of the best things I've ever done, I think. Definitely one of the most dangerous, most scary. Also, yeah, I had the nice cork at the start of that too. I remember that, doing like the cork round to hop this way and hop back onto the rail. Yeah, I guess that's up there. That would be one of the better ones too. It's quite short though. It's only like 2 minutes long, which I guess is like pretty standard length for.
Yeah, but length doesn't equate to how good a section is, and sometimes it being short is good, because you're like, that just blew my mind, and it's over already.
Sizemore is like the master of like quality over quantity. Just puts out like 2 minutes, but just leaves you watching that 2 minutes again and again and again. Yeah. Like, you know every trick in it, but you love every trick in it. That's what it's all about. Like, trying to think other edits are done. Broke with Nick, good fun. That was just really good times. Just, we're in like basically the Portuguese sticks, just driving around with Vince and the hang losers guys, just getting taken from place to place.
The impression of that video is that you guys just get into conflict everywhere you went. Was it as bad as that, or is it just the way it was edited? It looked like at every other spot you guys were just getting hassle.
Nick's international, like.
Not just you as well. No, you were getting it as well, because there was people just shouting in your face.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Barcelona. Like, no offense to the Catalans, but they do like a moan. But they're not really that like forthcoming with it. And of course, like maybe I don't know, maybe it's different for the local Catalan skaters. Like, imagine if like maybe Mitchell and Carlos, like Mitchell's not Catalan, but when the local Catalan or Spanish residents go skating, maybe they can they can actually talk and reason with these people. But if you've got the likes of myself and Nick, these two like kind of pasty English guys that probably think we're tourists. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter whether we're visiting or living there or whatever. They're just like, they just see you as a vandal at the end of the day. I mean, if you think about, imagine living in Barcelona. That's been like the go-to skate spot or skate tourist hotspot of Europe for the best part of 3 decades now.
Yeah. Every
spot you see in town is just kind of fucked. Like, all of the famous spots are so fucked now. Even around like, the famous parts of super famous skateboard spots like around Macborough and stuff. There's graffiti on the wall saying like, skaters fuck off, skaters go home, skaters let us sleep. Like, because people are just there like constantly living some sort of holiday party lifestyle. So I do kind of not really empathize with them, because obviously I still want to skate myself, but I see where they're coming from a little bit, because they've got literally thousands of people from all over the world coming and destroying their public property, which I imagine they get taxed for, and they have to repair that, or maybe the Spanish government doesn't put enough money into it because it's just a constant problem. They don't have the money to repair it constantly. So
yeah,
you kind of see where they're coming from with being really angry. So it's part and parcel of Barcelona.
Does Nick speak the language? No, he's never bothered to like. He's been there for what, the better part of a decade.
Yeah, he's been at least 7 years or so, 7, 8 years. No, Nick's got his like survival Spanish down. He's basically the BCM master. He knows how to do everything there. I never really got as good as doing stuff there as he did. Like, I mean, every time I'd go into like the bank or something like that to do something, or like going into like a shop, like I was just stuck. Like, he somehow just had enough that he could talk to people and not get ripped off and just get away with everything and just go about his day-to-day life. Like, I still literally, for like the entire time I was living there, I'd have someone try and rob me at least once every month or two. Someone would try and pickpocket me. And every time I went into a fucking shop, they'd just make up a number when I got to the till as to how much I had to pay. And obviously, every time I'm going around adding it up, I was on like living there on an absolute shoestring. So I knew exactly how much I was spending in the shop. But you get to the other end, it's like they pick up the can of beer and be like, yeah, €2. And I'm like, it's not €2, mate. It's fucking 79 cents. It's €1 from that bloke standing in the street out there. It's like keeps them in the drain nice and cold. And it's colder.
Yeah, but his is covered in piss.
Exactly. But yeah, so I mean, I can't remember where I was going with this point. Just people in, do you mean Spanish people?
Nick surviving in Barcelona, and yeah, your two different experiences.
Yeah, Nick was just much better than me, just way more experienced.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just kind of constant, like people trying to fucking rob me. That was really frustrating.
Barcelona is rough for that. Like every time I've been there with my partner or been skating, like I've had the shit kicked out me in Barcelona and been mugged, and I've been at the beach and you just watch them operating because they've got like two guys on the like boardwalk watching. Yeah. Then you've got a guy that walks in and he'll see people go into the water, and then he'll just sit down at their like sun lounge or whatever, pretending it's his, and then just lift a bag and walk back up. And they've got a system.
Yeah, it's all like meticulously planned.
Yeah.
And they're targeting like, susceptible people. I'm like, I'm not a big guy. I'm a small, blonde, sunburnt Englishman, probably a little bit drunk. I'm a fucking target. Like they're going to get me. Unless I'm on my skates and I'm bombing around really quickly. As soon as I take my skates off, I'm just back to like square one, like super vulnerable.
Yeah. Slow moving target. Yeah, that's true. We got sidetracked again. Right. So when's the Pro Skate out in the UK?
Now.
It's already available in shops.
It arrived in the warehouse last Tuesday. Pairs should be arrived. My pairs arrive on Thursday. So I assume the shop orders would have gone out before mine, so it would have been higher priority. So yeah, Loco and all the rest of the shops and Head on Skate and all the guys across Europe that will be getting them as stock. Skate Pro will have them. Grindhouse will have them. They'll be probably in the US by sometime next week, I imagine.
Is Skate Pro the one Quinny works for?
Yeah, the Danish one.
Right. Of course they're going to be in Asia first. Like they make them in Asia.
Yeah, I know, but like it's well annoying.
See if you want your skate first, move there.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like it's getting tagged in so many random things, like blokes in Indonesia. Like,
that has got to be frustrating. I know, because you start seeing it like weeks and months ago, and they're like, "Hey, I'm holding the skate," and you're like, "That's my fucking skate. You're holding my skate. Why am I not holding
anything?" Like it takes a while to get used to seeing other people in your pro skate, particularly some random matey in like Indonesia or Malaysia, and he's like fucking buzzing to have him. It's like, all right, bit bizarre. Not quite used to that.
Yeah, that is weird. So when you buying the new whip?
New whip? What with all my crazy amounts of money I'm making?
You've got the royalty. You're not balling out now. Is that not what happens?
No, not really. No, I'm pretty.
You get the skate. You have a big party in the Shard. You invite 100 of your closest friends, and then
I don't think I could. Like I was actually in the back of my mind thinking that when the edit dropped, I was gonna try and do some sort of party or like have the guys round or do something, but.
COVID party, yeah.
Celebrating it. Like we've been working on this for ages, so I wanted to do something. In the end, I just had a couple of beers with Bauer. That was about all you can do in a lockdown. Your neighbours will literally just rat you out.
Yeah, they'll grass you up. Yeah,
it's literally illegal to have people around your house. So
you don't want to pull a Niger. Do you see what happened to Niger Houston?
I did. He had 40 people in a house party in is it Fairfax?
Fairfax. He's a fucking dumbass. Like he's going to the Olympics. That like he's jeopardizing his Olympic team spot just to get pissed.
Does he drink? Like he doesn't strike me as
oh my god! Like he's got this thing on YouTube called Send Saturdays. Every Saturday he goes.
I know, of course, who he is, but
one of my friends told me about it, and they were like, "Oh, you need to watch these." Every Saturday he goes street skating with his friends, and he fucking sends it on street. Like he goes to, the spot that Aragon does fakey 540 topsoul down.
Of course, yeah.
Like he goes there and just skates it with his mates for fun, and that is a steep rail.
Yeah, sure.
So he'll do that, and then they all just jump in the back of they'll rent like a bus, and then they get the vodka out straight away, just start drinking straight vodka, and then they'll just go to a rave.
That because I basically that was the comparison that everyone always said. They were like, he's basically the Aragon of skateboarding, and I always felt like, I don't know Aragon, I don't know Brian.
Aragon is not a partier, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Though I've seen him at events. He's not really drinking. He's just there hanging out. He might have a beer or something. He's not like.
Well, he'll drink the night after the contest, but he will never drink the night before the contest. No, he's not jeopardizing performance.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I imagine Nigel was the same. Yeah, he does like fucking, what's it called, Street League. Like he's
but he definitely he like, because he loves to go. Half the videos are them just going to raves in like Arizona and stuff like that. So something tells me he likes to party.
yeah, fair enough. Kind of like him a little bit more now. Like fair play. You're not such a square. You're actually pretty sick.
Oh no, he's still a robot, but yeah, like
Yeah, no, he's a double robot now. Like he's making it difficult for himself and still coming through with amazing results. Like
yeah.
That's an extra spin.
I think he's won more street leagues than anyone else, or like won the majority of them or something.
He's literally a millionaire from doing it.
You keep doing this to me tonight, right? You keep like deflecting from the questions. So what happens with the royalties from the skate? Do you get like how does it work out? Basically, I want to know how much you're going to tell me about royalties.
My royalties are the same as what the other USD riders have been for the past 10 years. Nothing's changed. There is a movement to change it, though. Obviously, with what happened with Danny Beer and Julio's movement the other year, or not movement, but like what happened with Danny Beer's skate. I don't have the exact numbers on it, but pro skates that weren't in this 2021 catalogue heading forward, like future releases for late 2021 that weren't in the catalogue, or releases in 2022, royalties will be substantially higher for these riders. I don't have any concrete numbers on that.
You're not going to tell me what your current royalties are?
It's $2 per skate on a run of, depends on how many skates you get. I'm getting 500 of mine though. 1,000.
That seems very low. Is that?
Yeah,
is that low? That seems low to me. 1,000, you get.
I don't consider that to be a lot of money. I don't consider that to be high, and proportionally to like how much they're going to make from selling the skate, yeah, that's not a lot of money.
I mean, your rent's got to be like 600-700.
What, sorry?
Your rent's got to be like 700.
Well, and the rest, mate. I live in East London. It's fucking rip off around here. My girlfriend thinks that London ends at Zone 2, though. I keep saying like we should move out to like, you know, Ilford or like Hainault, just somewhere fucking miles away.
I'm sorry, if you go more than half an hour outside the city, it's not. I don't care what postcode it is. It's not London. It might as well be anywhere.
No, but she thinks it ends at Zone 2. She works in Zone 3. Stratford's just over there. She works there. But she doesn't think that's London. She's like, yeah, I'm just going to work. I'm, you know, popping out of town. Fucking nuts.
So right, so you get like £2 for a pro skate. How much would you get for like a pro wheel?
$250 you get for that.
Okay.
But I mean, there is plans to increase this, as I was saying, but I don't have the exact numbers on it because it's still like up in the air. They're still trying to work out how they're going to do it. The plan is basically they're going to raise the price of pro skates, and with the money that's raised, award this money to a higher royalty to the skater.
So the plan is to increase it.
When Danny Beer, everyone found out the numbers on that. Obviously, everyone was like up in arms. They're like, that's way more than what I'm getting. So, and you know, team managers understood that and knew it, and owners and organisers of the company were just like, yeah, we're going to make that happen.
It is it's an admirable model, but it's a very adventurous one. And for all we know, them might not stick with it because that could be really hard to sustain.
Exactly. Hats off to Julio. Once again, he's kind of ahead of the curve and is trying something new and good for rollerblading. So, sorry, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, we'll see the longevity of that, see how it goes. I can't foresee that. I'm not that very good with business or economics. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. Time will tell.
I'm not that good at business, says the UK sales rep for Powerslide.
I mean, doesn't really involve too much business, to be honest. It's more about product knowledge. That's why I think I got the job on the basis of that.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we've got a catalogue with like several thousand items in it. And they need someone to basically go around all the shops, show them and explain to them exactly what it is. I mean, it's not up to me to tell people how many of their skates to buy. I don't walk into a Loco and tell Jake, like, right, you got to buy 500 pairs of Aeons. Jake's the businessman. Jake knows what to do. I've just got to go there and explain to him, then you feature the product. I've got to, obviously at some point, I would have, if it wasn't a lockdown, would have had to go in there on my skate and explain like, right, this is the skin, this is that, this is the updates on the cuff. So, and it kind of makes sense as someone like myself that's like actively using the products because I can give them a more, in-depth, user-friendly answer.
Yeah.
There's no point having some bloke that's just a salesman walking in there and going, oh, that's a different shape cuff.
So it's a rollerblade. It's a red one. It's a red roller. I'm selling you a red rollerblade.
that's how I ended up with the job, because they had some salesmen doing it beforehand, and it eventually wound up the shops because, you know, you've got some guy going in there telling people what they need to buy when they don't literally, you know, then the guy doesn't even know anything about skating. So, I mean, I didn't get the job on my business experience. I've got very little business experience, just on product knowledge, communication skills, all that sort of stuff.
How long have you been doing it now?
It'll be 3 years this summer.
Must be going all right then. Like, they must be happy with the job you're doing, because skate companies notoriously tear through staff, especially like team managers and stuff like that. Like, they'll be there for like 6 months and then lose the job.
I assume I would have been fired by now if I wasn't doing my job correctly.
Yeah.
So must be doing something right.
So like, if you weren't working for Powerslide, would you be able to survive just on a pro skater salary?
Yes, it depends where you're living and what level of comfort you want in your life.
Okay, like, let me put it this way: would you be able to live in your current accommodation and have money for like everything? Yeah, you need, like food.
I live with my girlfriend, so that halves most bills. I don't entertain a pretty lavish lifestyle. I don't go out for dinner very often. I'm most happy just going out skating and having street beers, which, you know, and also it would also depend how serious I was about just doing it as a professional athlete. I'd move back to Barcelona in a flash. I know that. You can't really entertain it in London. It doesn't really work like that. Like, London rents, it's like, you know, it's one of the most expensive capitalist cities in the world. May as well move back. I'd move, maybe if I want to stay in the UK, I'd probably move up north, or move like to somewhere just a little bit cheaper. I know it's probably quite difficult to skate up north, I imagine, with like the weather and transport and that sort of thing. So I'd probably be moving back to Spain. I'm moving back to Barcelona. Or if I wanted to do it really cheaply, I'd maybe move to the south of Spain. I remember Joey Egan and Josh Glowicki had a house in Malaga a few years ago, if you remember.
Yeah.
And they had a room come up, and they actually offered me the room. It was only like 150 euros a month, or 200 euros a month. And I was like, in the back of my head, because I was in I think I'd left Barca, or I can't remember where I was. I wasn't in Barcelona at the time. But I was seriously in the back of my head, like, I was only AM for USD at the time. And I was like, shit, I could probably like just do that on my money I make from skating and like FSK stuff. You know, it just depends what you're expecting in life.
Spain generally is cheaper to live in, and Malaga is a small, like, sleepy city. Like, it's not busy.
Yeah. I mean, we get paid in euros, so you may as well live somewhere in Europe where the money goes way further. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, okay. So in answer to your question, no, I probably couldn't live in this flat in East London. I mean, I could. I just wouldn't be a bit miserable. I wouldn't have enough money to do everything. But I could live in Spain. Nick does it perfectly fine. But Nick is out skating every single day. He's out making himself really productive and useful for the company. So it's just that's what you got to do, basically. Just look at the example Nick sets. That's how you do it. If you want to make it just as an athlete, run for Powerslide, just copy exactly what Nick's doing. Every day, get a 60K following.
Nick's the exception, though. Nick is not the rule. Nick is the exception. Nick is like a freak.
He's just bloody good.
That's what I mean. He's like freakishly talented on skates. So that's not like, oh, just be like Nick. Well, easier fucking said than done.
Well, it is easier said than done. But you said, is it possible to do it? I was like, yeah, fucking he's doing it. He's doing a great job.
Well, that's because it's somewhere along the line he was like, oh, well, sections are working out all right for me, but viral Instagram clips are bringing in the cash, so let's do that. And he's just absolutely killing it with those like single trick clips.
I see some of the stuff he's doing as well, like the random companies that have approached him and stuff. Like, I see him and Danny keep tagging Bodeby in their stuff. Like, they're just getting free sandwiches now and stuff.
I don't know what Bodeby is.
But it's an amazing sandwich place just down near Barcelona Harbour. Sick. There's always a queue. Like, guarantee the queue goes like miles down the road. It's a nightmare to get a sandwich in there, but they are fucking incredible.
Okay.
Like, Nick's always just tagging them in there. It's like, does he just rock up to Bodeby and just like wave and they just sling him a sandwich out the window? That's how I imagine it goes down. I haven't spoken to him about it, but I'm going to want to know that. It's
probably like when what's his other mate who works in the pizzeria? Is it Mario or something?
Yeah.
He's probably...
His name's not actually Mario. His name's,
I know, like Nick. Yeah, Nick.
But none of us can pronounce his name, so Nick just called him Mario. And the name stuck. He likes it, though. He doesn't mind. I hope he doesn't mind, because otherwise it's bloody racist us calling him Mario for about 5 years now. Like, You know, a French bloke wouldn't let you call him fucking Jean-Pierre if that wasn't his name. He'd be like, no, it's not my name.
Maybe he's just got a really good sense of humor and takes it on the chin. Yeah. That's really, a few years ago, someone actually just someone that I grew up with sent me a clip of Nick, and they were like, it was, you know, in Barcelona where he does the grass gap and there's the, you know, it's got the white outside and it's the massive, like, it's too long. It looks like he's entered the Matrix.
Michael Jackson, not Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan Space Jam, like,
just clean over it.
Keeps going, like, we were all like, I know Nick's done a lot of, it's a bit of a bold statement because Nick's done a lot of impressive tricks in his time, but that's one of his best tricks.
It's gravity defying, yeah.
It's fucking insane. Like the speed he took to do that, like, just literally just bombed it like half the length. That's called Arc de Triomphe. The bomb just like.
I've been to it. I know how far that is. Yeah. But my friend sent me that, and they were like, "Look at this guy. He's an absolute freak of nature." And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's Nick." And they're like, "You don't know him?" And I was like, "I've met him a stack of times." I was like, "I've met him in Barcelona." I was like, "He lives there. That's all he does every day." And they were like, he doesn't do stuff like that all the time though, does it? And I like showed them other stuff, and I was like, yes, that is freakishly impressive. But I was like, he can pretty much do whatever he wants on skates. And as soon as they saw the other stuff, they were like, wow, okay. And these are people that don't even rollerblade, and they were just looking at it going, that is stunning to watch. And I'm like, yeah, that's why he's got all those fucking followers on Instagram.
Sure.
We got sidetracked again from talking about your skate. So I first saw the skate this like last February, was it? Yeah, last Winter Clash.
Yeah, last Winter Clash I showed you a very early sample of it.
So it's took almost a year to go from, no, because it's more than a year, because they would obviously have to tell you you're getting a pro skate first.
They kind of dropped the bomb on me getting a second skate right after the first one. Like, so I remember I basically just managed to finish filming the promo, kind of beat myself up a little bit. I was like kind of a bit dead from skating so hard for a couple of weeks. I then went to my girlfriend's parents' place, which is like it's near Bordeaux. It's not a place called La Rochelle. And I was basically just laying out on a sun lounger. I got an email from USD saying, well done, sales are really good in your first skate, blah, blah, blah. Going to give you a second one straight away. And it was at that point we started talking and designing it. And that would have been, I guess, September 2019. Yeah, September 2019, yeah. And
so
then just
almost a year and a half from being told to being released.
Yeah, but we kind of longed it out with my one. Like, we could have done it a lot quicker if we just decided, right, another Aeon, like the same as the blue one. If I said, yeah, cool, this time red, and they just did it in red with that. But I turned around and explained to them like the idea I had with skinning the Aeon and trying to make it look more shoe-like. And yeah, they went along with it. So, I mean, it was a long process of like, you know, deciding what skin's going to work, how are we going to attach the skin, do we glue it, do we rivet it, do we use PU suede, real suede, what sort of stitching are we going to put on it. So it was a long sort of trial and error process of trying various different samples. Same as like when Eugen's skate came out, you know, it's kind of like crazy free run looking trainer skate.
I was about to say, poor Eugen's still waiting on the second skate, and you've already beat him to it, and you've been on the pro team a fraction of the time he has. Poor guy.
I know, he's a lot better than me too. So.
Tell anyone. It's a secret.
But no, Eugen's again same. Has decided to have this really intricate, difficult pro skate. So it's going to take a lot of testing, a lot of back and forth.
Do you think that like benefited you? Do you think like the reason sales went so well is because it was neon and it was going to sell anyway because it's a really popular model?
Yes, totally. Yeah, I mean, first pro skate, I played it super safe. I was just like, right, I know the Aeon's going to sell well, so I was doing the Aeon in a good color that I know is going to sell well. I picked the good liner, the second skin, and run it in dark blue. Everyone likes dark blue.
But it wasn't going to be dark blue originally.
Yeah, I tried being clever beforehand. I tried doing like I wanted it to be like a sort of creamy off-white color. I've got the sample if you want to see it.
Yes. Getting to see sample wheels and sample skates. I'm all about this.
So
I love how you've just got all this stuff just sitting at your fingertips. It like this drives the absolute skate nerd in me a little bit wild.
I work from home, and these samples are like useful for work. So that's just literally my work area there. This like I'm sitting at my desk here /flat. I just get all my shit done.
Right, let's see it.
Originally, I wanted a sort of nice off-white creamy color, kind of like I don't know, like somewhere between like a Fredericks throne and like a Feinberg throne kind of color, like not kind of grey off-white color. And it came and it was like this, which
I think that looks good.
doesn't look like a Latimer puke colored Cyrus to you.
No.
No,
I mean, I can't really tell with lighting, but it does just look. It just looks like a cream Aeon.
Get that light on a bit better. That actually making it worse.
Yeah, that it looked more natural before. I think that looks good. Why? Yeah. What did you not like about that?
The bogey color.
Is that?
Yeah, no, I wasn't feeling it basically.
Okay.
And so my skate was actually going to be released like spring 2022. No, 2019. Sorry, because they showed me this at Winter Clash, and
you went no. Try again.
No, I wasn't brave enough at first. Actually, I got taken out.
You're like, okay.
Bauer, one of the blokes that works for Power Slide, he's like basically head of the aggressive department, took me out to the Power Slide van out the back of Winter Clash. I was like, yeah, Sam, I'm going to got the sample of your skate here. I was like buzzing and I see my skate for the first time. He gave it to me and I was like, there you go. And I was like, oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Like, and then back of my head thinking, fuck, it's awful shit. Like,
did he not see the expression on your face and went, this guy doesn't look excited?
I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I just wasn't feeling it basically. And so I said to him, I was like, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, he gave me the sample. And he was like, okay, cool. We go to production soon then. Like, we'll make that ready for like a couple of months' time. And I sort of went and took it back to my hotel room and sat at it for a little bit and looked at it. And I was like, fuck, I don't like it. Like, you know, obviously if it's your pro product, you got to wholeheartedly like it and want to endorse it properly because the amount of people are going to ask you questions and look at it. And like, you've obviously got to shoot a fucking promo and all the rest. Like, and then live with the fucking shame of that for the rest of your life if it was crap. Like, you know what I mean? So like, I mean, you see those people with ugly pro skates, and you're like, "Fuck! How did you let that happen, mate? Like, did you not like nothing in the back of your head went fucking? Let's solve this issue." Like,
to be fair, some of the most stinking pro skates in history, the pros in question have never actually worn or skated them.
Exactly. I think that's just it. Must be people that were just like same as my reaction. I was just like too stoked to get it. Said yeah, but then fortunately 2 hours later, I was at Winter Clash, had a couple of beers. Went back to the trade room. I was like, okay, guys, we're going to need to have a quick chat. Yeah, don't like it, I'm afraid. I get to get a pretty grumpy email as well because obviously Barrett obviously sent in an email saying, yeah, cool, Sam likes to skate. He's got a sample. Go ahead. Because I then wrote an email in straight away to the office saying, look, I don't actually like that skate. We're going to need to redesign it. And they were just like, are you sure? Like, come on, you said you like it. Like, it's going to delay everything. It's going to be more samples, more expense, blah, blah, blah. And in my head, I was just like, well, even if it means pissing you guys off, like, sorry, like, it's my pro skate, we're going to make it good. Yeah. So I played it super safe second time around. I was like, right, dark blue. I originally wanted dark blue anyway, but Joe Atkinson had just had his blue Roses, and I didn't want people to think that I was copying his blue Roses. I wasn't. I was copying the ST10 Solomon color. That's what I originally... Remember that kind of sparkly blue one?
When I saw it, it just reminded me of like the old school USD skates, like because it had the same logo as well. Like even your like Crofts.
That was my idea too. I wanted it to be sort of like I explained to him like I wanted it to be kind of like ST10 blue, but not blue, like an anthracite, however you say it. It's like a grey blue color basically. I spent ages looking through Dulux color ranges, trying to find colors and like looking on different Pantone websites. And
I would like midnight blue, please. Thank you.
Exactly it. With an Aeon, all you got to do is pick a color. So I was in different color websites and stuff going through, and then just found that color, and that was the one. And I explained to him like, can you make it look kind of like as 98 throne as you can, but keep it an Aeon.
That's what I thought was really cool about it. It was like total throwback, and anyone that remembers the original Thrones when they came out would instantly reminded of that.
Yeah, that's what I asked the design team to do basically. And obviously they've still got all those previous designs from 1998, so they can just, play upon the sort of whatever the features of those skates were to give you those connotations.
Nice. Before you were on USD and before you were on Undercover, you were on Rollerblade.
I was a
Because
rollerblade, yeah.
I asked you about this yesterday, the horrific fall. I was like, where is that edit? I can't find it anywhere. The one where you broke both your wrists and smashed your face on the ground.
Yeah.
And then I just searched her name on the Wheel Scene website, and it's literally the first.
Oh, you would have fucking shared it, of course. Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
must be the first edit I ever saw of you, because
Most likely, yeah.
it's the earliest Sam Crofts edit on the Wheel Scene website.
Yeah, it's 2012 or 11. It's about 8-9 years ago now.
And weirdly, the majority of it's filmed in Glasgow.
Yeah. So I came to Glasgow with me and Dano. Went up there and stayed with Keir, and shot some clips in Glasgow. Yeah, there's the big kink rail in the intro.
Yeah, Glasgow Uni. That looked like, see, when you told me you tore the webbing on your finger, it looked like you did it there as well.
Oh no, it's just like blood had run down my finger, made it look a bit.
Right. Okay. That rail is horrendous, and it's right next to a massive pane of glass windows that you could have just easily smashed through one of the panes of glass.
I mean, that's just skating in Scotland, though, mate. Like, I mean, I've ended up doing a couple of nuts tricks in Scotland just because I've always looked really sort of fondly upon the Scottish skate scene. Just because, most of the guys are fucking nutters. And there's some of the stuff that they've done over the years and all the tricks that are coming out, like Chris Doughty's current Instagram, the tapes he is sharing right now.
Everything he puts up is just terrifying. Yeah.
Every day I'm just like, oh my God, what's he put up today? Yeah, I mean, I remember he took me to, what's it called? I came up and shot an edit with Kite.
The ledge you soul grind down, I'm pretty sure you're the only person that's ever landed that ledge. Right,
so I didn't know that when I did it. I only did that because Chris Doughty took me there. I got taken to the ledge.
Actually, that's not true. Maybe Alan Dix landed it, but I think it might. I'm pretty sure it's maybe only you and Alan have ever landed it.
I don't know if Alan did. If Alan landed, I don't know. But Doughty, I remember basically, he had been busy the whole time I'd been there. I've been there since like Thursday, and he'd been busy pretty much the whole time. And he came out of us on the Sunday, and I was pretty beat up and tired by this point. And he just took us to this giant fucking ledge, and he was just like, "Yeah, like, what do you think?" It was like 10 in the morning on Sunday, and I was just like, "Fuck, it's Chris Doughty." Like, fuck yeah, I'll do it, Chris. Yeah, no worries, mate. Like, in hindsight, thinking fucking stupid because that ledge is fucking ridiculous. There's no way I'd do that these days. Like, it's obviously the ledge, but
I've stood up. Like, I remember when they took the gate away and Chris took us all up there, and we stood at the top, and I was like, I'm not doing that. That's terrifying.
I mean, the ledge itself isn't actually that bad. Like the steepness and the height of it, I'm okay with that. There's a rail next to the ledge which comes out about this far, and it's got these big dirty supports across it, and it's perfect to get your legs stuck in. Like, absolutely perfect to get your legs stuck in. It's the perfect size that you could be halfway down the ledge and your foot come off the ledge, and you're fucking basically hopping for the rest of your life. So that was in the back of my mind. And if you see on the one when I do it, my foot actually like wiggles down the ledge. Like, I hit one of the notches in between, because it's not a solid piece of concrete. There's like sections to it. I hit one of the sections and my foot comes off. I remember literally like being fucking terrified as my foot went over it, and it's landed at the bottom. Awful landing, like it's like cobbly floor. I should just about get away with it, and I was just like, no way, not going back up there again. Scariest shit I've ever done. Goes all time top 5 scariest tricks. Like, I'd rather go do my ender again than go do that, I think.
Yeah, it's hard, and it's really, the stair set's really narrow as well. So yeah, it's really easy to get yourself just mangled and tangled up. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah, but you were on rollerblade before that, and then you had that horrific fall where you fall off like the top of the stair set and land on basically your wrists and your face. What happened with rollerblade?
Ian Hendry was team manager back then, and he basically just explained to me that Rollerblade were cutting their budget, and he said, look, if you get offered anything else, then just go for something else. Like, we're basically going to cut you at the end of the year, was the information I got. It was me and Jack Swindles were skating for them. There's a pair of us skating for him. And yeah, they basically just like said, like, we're going to cut you at the end of the year. I had like a shop sponsor, so I just started trying all sorts of other different skates. I brought a pair of SSMs, I brought a pair of Shadows. I then, having tried the SSMs, which I didn't like, or the new Shadow 2.0s, didn't like those. I liked the first original Shadows.
Was this when you were skating for, was it skates.co.uk?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you've got me to blame for you getting that shop sponsor.
You do? Oh, well, did you put my name forward?
There was a guy called Dave that ran it, David. And
Yeah.
he used to advertise in the print mag, and he was like, "Oh, who can I get?" And he started naming all these guys, and I was like, "You're not going to get them." And he's like, "Why?" And I was like, "Because they're sponsored by Loco. No one is leaving Loco to skate for skates.co.uk." And he's like, "Who do you know that's good that doesn't have a shop sponsor?" And I remember suggesting you and Blake, and then literally like maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, they just started announcing all these people, and I was like, "I picked all these fucking people."
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind riding for them. Just I was happy to get free stuff, of course. Bit of a bougie shop sponsor though, not the one you want to be on.
No.
Fortunately, I did get picked up by Loco not too long after that, which I was very relieved for. But yeah, so I tried different skates after RB, and then I bought some. I got them to send me some Thrones in the end, just because I was like, I'd skated Thrones for years beforehand and knew I liked them, but I thought I'd best try some other things, as I had a shop sponsor and a boot sponsor that was soon to leave. So I was like, right, best just try a few different brands and see what I actually want to skate, because it's probably going to be me buying skates for the next couple of years. And then, yeah, Nick was in London, and I literally was. I didn't know Nick at this point. I mean, I'd seen him maybe some events and stuff, but he was just in London. I was skating some rail, and then he was, "Oh, you like Thrones then, yeah?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, I always like Thrones." He was like, "All right, cool." Didn't think anything of it. 2 days later, got a phone call from him, and he was saying, "Yeah, fuck, do you want to ride for USD UK?" I was like, "Yeah, safe."
Uncle
Really
Nicky hooked it up. All right.
Really weird time when that happened though, because at the time, Sven Bockhurst was in London doing his City Hopper video. If you remember that.
Yeah.
I helped me and Blake helped him take his ramp around London with Remy Kadir, Remy's a good mate of ours in Amsterdam. Yeah, so we took him around the spots. And as I was skating on one of the spots, Sven saw that I had a pair of Thrones on and turned around to me. He was like, "You're not skating for rollerblade anymore?" And I was like, "Oh, no, the UK team's getting dropped. Like, I'm probably not going to be able to ride for them anymore." And he was like, "Oh, well, I think you should still be riding for rollerblade. So I'm going to put you on the European team with, like, remember they had like Maxime Chenoud, Jeremy Suarez, all these guys. So yeah, I'm going to put you on the team with them guys." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Safe. All right." Then got a phone call from Nick whilst I was actually in the van with Sven saying, "Do you want to ride for USD UK?" And I was like, "Oh, awkward. Sven's right there. Shit. Yeah, mate, I'll call you back later though, all right?" I literally remember like whispering into the phone saying, "Yeah, I'll call you back later." Got out of the van, running. I was like, "Yeah, sorry about that." Explain what just happened. And then obviously politely explained to Sven, like, "Thank you very much for the offer, but I'd rather skate for USD." Because I mean, I'd always liked skating USD skates when I was growing up. And I must admit, I never really liked RBs. I liked how they felt on my feet. They were like, the shocks in them are amazing. And they skate pretty nicely, but just never really liked the sole plate. Never liked the sort of wide body feel. I mean, I probably like them now. Like they got that, they're working on that new sole plate, which kind of looks a bit more like a carbon sole plate.
It looks very much like a symmetric sole plate, but yeah.
Okay, right. Well, I haven't inspected one. I've just seen it pictures from a distance. Like
I saw it when Sven was at Unit 23, and I was like, I'm not going to say anything, but this is pretty obvious. But okay.
I mean, everyone's like kind of pinching each other's ideas a little bit. I mean, there's only so many ways you can redesign a sole plate, especially a flat-based sole plate like that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, I just didn't really like the skates as such, and I only rode for them for so long just because, I was 21 years old and stoked to have a boot sponsor. So
Rollerblade are one of these companies that you never know if they're just going to disappear again, because although they've always been producing skates, they've like very much had like dips with aggressive, where they just either like only release one skate that year, or just get rid of their entire team, or just don't focus on aggressive for a while. Whereas at least USD have consistently focused on aggressive, even though it's like, their smallest department at the moment.
I mean, yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted to skate from. And also, like growing up, like most of my favorite skaters skated for USD. Think about just all the different USD riders over the years. You're like, yeah, I'd like to be a part of, be some sort of piece in the puzzle of this legacy.
Who were your favorite skaters growing up then?
Favorite skaters growing up, obviously Feinberg's big favorite.
I was like, you strike me as a Feinberg. Yeah,
Feinberg. Cool. We don't need to discuss that one. Billy O'Neill, amazing skater, absolute legend.
I've heard of him.
You've heard of that one guy?
Yeah, I've heard of Billy. Yeah.
Yeah. I think who else? Dustin Halloran, actually. Always another New York skater that I never thought really got the justice he deserved. I always felt like he should have got a pro skate from someone. Because
No, he didn't. He did. He was on Razors and then on USD. Billy actually talks about that in his podcast.
yeah, I saw. I hadn't watched his one yet because it came out like yesterday, right? Did it come out 2 days ago?
Last week. Where
Last
you been living?
Well, yeah, I spend most of my day discussing skate stuff, and like I as I was saying, like with watching TV and stuff. When a podcast's 3 hours long, it's like it's a bit of an intimidating amount of time. Like I basically, if I'm watching one of your podcasts, I will put it on as I'm cooking, and then listen to it in the background as I'm making my dinner. I don't make the most extravagant longest meals, so that's about 45 minutes a day at best I can get through. So a podcast like Billy's will take me 4 days. And that's assuming I'm cooking dinner at home every day. This could be a week it's going to take me to get through. I'll watch it and listen to it all very closely and take it all in. But, you know,
that's a dangerous game to play because
I'll get onto it, mate. Don't worry. Like Billy's a legend. I want to see what he said.
People keep saying that I'm putting them to sleep. So
it's great guys over the years.
It's a really dangerous game to play to cook a meal while listening to the podcast. Yeah, because everyone just says I put them to sleep. So you're just going to fall asleep at the cooker and set yourself on fire.
Could happen.
But yeah, Billy says like Dustin Halloran went out to California and just everyone hated him.
I've heard he's a bit of I'm not going to.
No, not because he was like a bad person, just because he was a bit too was a bit too much of a street kid.
Yeah, exactly. He's just really hood, basically. I've heard like he's been at events and like the police have turned up to the skate park looking for him. I've heard that's happened to him before, and like heard he's like robbed some people that skate or whatever. But I'm just going to run to the bathroom very quickly. I'm fidgeting now because I've been holding it in for a minute, but I will be right back.
Right, okay.
So I decided to get back. I promise I'm going to have one beer during the interview. Just the one, though.
Oh no, this is the beginning of the end then, right? Yeah, good.
I'm just drinking tea all night. It's nuts. Okay. I tried being civilized. I had my little berry medley and my cup of green tea. I've had enough. Anyway, so back to favourite skaters. Obviously, yeah. So Billy, Dustin Latimer, of course. Basically, most of the people that were on Mind Game. Ben Schwab, amazing guy.
I just watched his Accidental Machines section again recently, and there are some there's not some tricks in that. There are a lot of tricks in that are just unmatchable, even by like today's. See the one where it's a really famous spot, and he does like rail to ledge to rail again, and he's rotating.
Like soul, round to top soul. Is that the one?
Yeah, like that's. I don't care what era of skating that's in. That is at the top level of every era of skating.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, fucking hell, just so many tricks he does in that. Does that like backslide sets to backslide on the rail?
Yeah,
amongst a whole lot of other good tricks. Other good skaters that I've always liked watching: Walt Austin, Dominic Sagona. Just classic like mid 2000 USD skaters. Like Albert Hui as well. Fucking hell, like easy one to forget. Albert is amazing.
Yeah,
I always forget about Albert just because I know Albert now, so it's like he kind of slips out of your mind. But you should never forget about Albert. Albert is like basically your favorite skater. Guarantee ask anyone ever. Love Albert skating.
Yeah, he's and had, I think he's the only Irish skater to have ever a pro skate, isn't he? Has any other Irish skater had a pro skate? And he's had two. He had didn't he have a Gricon and a Throne?
3 or 4 now, I
think.
Three.
Oh no, because he had the Aeon as well. He had the anniversary Aeon. Oh no, he had two thrones.
The Diamond Throne, the Green Throne, the Gricon, and the...
So 4, yeah. 4. But yeah, there's no other Irish skaters that have... Andy won an IMYTA. He won 2 IMYTAs.
Won the IMYTA Final 4.
Andy won the one in Liverpool.
Yeah, I think like you win your one, then you get to go to the finals. So right. I think he... Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, I can't think of any other Irish skaters that got pro skates.
Is that why? Is the love of Feinberg what ended up getting you your nickname?
What, X Games?
Yeah.
That was just Kevin Chow. Like,
who gave you the nickname? Who gave you the nickname X Games? Kevin
Chow, I think. Actually, no. Kevin Chow got it from Ali Brightwell. Ali Brightwell said it sarcastically whilst we were in Barcelona in like 2011 or something. Yeah, I remember him saying like, yeah, he just said, oh, we will call him X Games. I'd never called me X Games before. And Kevin Chow just latched onto this name and just like decided that was it. And like for years later, like Kevin Chow, every time he saw me, he was like, X Games. Like every time he saw me, like even like when I remember competing in a winter clash, he was a judge. he like sent me a photo of like my name like on the thing. He'd scribbled out my name and written X Games over it in big letters. Like I made it like written on all the other judges' ones. You're gonna call him X Games? I was like, I'm not even very good at park. I'm pretty shit at park skating, to be honest, mate. Not a scratch on Feinberg. Fucking hell.
I'd say that's contestable. I've seen your park clips there. They hold their, and that's bullshit because you've won the Hang Losers Bowl contest what 3 times?
Bowl's not park though, isn't it? It's bowl.
It's you don't find it on street.
There's no jump box in a bowl. Like, have you seen me skate a jump box?
You launch onto a rail.
Not a jump box, though, is it? I don't know, mate.
Right. Okay. That's what I forgot to ask you. So before you went on Undercover, you were on Gods, and you released the section with Cavan in France, which you put up a post like a couple of years ago suggesting that might not have been the most pleasant experience. What happened in Paris with Cavan? Like, did he overwork you or something? Or it kind of sounds like it was like a bit tough going.
Oh, Cavan and I have just buried this hatchet. Let's not bring that one up.
Yeah, okay.
We probably we're on like good
terms. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I just remember you putting up a post on social media suggesting it might not have been the easiest filming experience.
Oh, it was just a bit hard work, I guess, and just like, I don't know.
He is a slave driver. Like everyone knows he's a slave. Like he just.
No, I was motivated. Like, I was getting myself out of bed to go skate every day. It was like middle of fucking. It was just after Winter Clash. It was like late February, early March. It's freezing cold, snowing and raining. I just got on Gods to film my pro intro. Like, I was motivated to make a good section. But yeah, just I'm not going to go into it. I'll just leave it at that. Like, that's fine.
All right. Okay. So what happened with Gods then? Like, because you, yeah, you never got a pro wheel from them.
No, I turned down my pro wheel in the end. Same as like UC, they run themes with the designs, and Erod sent me the design, and it was a Jordan print on a shoe. Like the sole of a Jordan print on the wheel. And I literally had no idea what that print was. Like when he showed it to me, he was like, "Yeah, this is like it's a Jordan print." And I actually thought it was Dennis the Menace. It was a black and red print, like a striped. Like it's just reminded of Dennis the Menace. I was like, "Is he taking the piss with that?" Like I sent him an email, like, "What is that design?" Because it had like the font kind of looked like The Simpsons. It was like said like Sam Cross Gods in like a Simpsons font, and then it's like black and red like stripe in the back. And he was like, "No, that's like Jordan. Like I saved that design for you, like, because I thought like you'd really like it." I was like, "I never owned a pair of Jordans. I've never spent more than 30 quid in a pair of trainers in my life. You know, I grew up in a household with like four brothers on a council estate in the south of England. How much money do you reckon our dad spent on trainers for us growing up?" And then I was a student. Like, it's only in about the last 2 years I've actually started buying nice shoes. And even now, like, I'm just still like, I'm stingy as fuck. I've refused to spend more than like 60 quid in a pair of trainers. I don't know what Jordans start as, but I guarantee they're more than 60 quid.
Yeah, you're talking like close to 200 quid.
Yeah, fuck that. No, mental. I mean, it makes sense though, because when I stayed with Erod, of course, for Blake Cup the other year, that guy's got a lot of shoes. He takes real good care of them. Like, really, really, like, they're always immaculate. It's amazing.
Well, if you're a sneakerhead, you don't wear. It's not you wear them every day. You wear them and then put them back in the box.
I've got one pair. Like, I've got a beat up Converse there, a pair of cat boots. They're pretty good going. I got my slippers, and that's basically it. And I got some skates. Mostly wear the skates. Occasionally wear the shoes. So anyway, I just after like, you know, I was stoked again. It was like still kind of young and just happy to be sponsored, and well, particularly be sponsored on a pro team at this point and have the option of getting a pro wheel. Like, I wasn't completely convinced at the time of being on Gods, like from the start, but like Webeski was one that actually talked me into it. He said, like, look, don't worry about like all the silly clothes and that. Just use the wheels. You get a pro wheel, and it'll be cool. Right? You can always leave later. Like, they've offered you this. Say yes now. You can always say no later. A good Dustin response there. Just get what you can now. You can always fuck them off later. But yeah, so I went for yes anyway. I thought, yeah, I'll entertain this. Didn't like the wheel. The wheel was basically the last straw. I was like, I can't do this. If the wheel's not good. And I didn't want to like, yeah, maybe in hindsight, I could have done something like kind of English, could have got like a Reebok classic kind of wheel or something like that. That could have been smarter, but I didn't think. I just basically saw the design and politely turned around to him and said, look, guys, I'm happy for all the offers and that. Like, we're working on the God skate hadn't been released yet then, but they'd sent me a sample of the skate to test and use. That was also in the back of my mind too. I was liking Aeons. I've been skating Aeons since the very first sample. We've got an Aeon sample near the end of 2014. and I've been using it for like years, like all the different Aeons, and getting sent a carbon free again. I was just like, don't know about this. Like, felt like I was taking a step backwards in a skate that also, again, was a fucking Jordan looking skate. I was like, just wasn't on board with it, basically. Politely sent Frankie an email saying, like, yeah, sorry, not really feeling it. Not going to do it. His email back was a little bit blunt, I'm not going to lie. Just wrote good luck. I was like, all right, safe. He was nice in person when I finally met him, but I read the email a bit like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I've communicated with him before in email, and I just don't think he's that type of person that uses that very.
I got given the task of we're working on the new web pages for USD and Kaiser and all that. I got given the task of chasing up the team to get all their information, and actually emailed Frankie because he's going to be on Kaiser again, and I emailed him asking for his information for Kaiser. Sent the email thinking like, no way I'm ever getting a reply. Replied in about 20 minutes with a well in-depth answer. And I was like, fucking hell, Frankie. Replied like, you legend, like well quick. Like, safe.
Nice. All right. Well, at least left on good terms, and then get picked up by Undercover. So yeah, all's well that ends well.
Kenneth, he's one of the main designers at Powerslider. He sent me a message saying, did I want to be on UC? He felt as I was very fitting for the team because obviously I use big wheels and little wheels, and they make all sorts of sizes of wheels. So it works, and there was just a spot. And I guess at this point, I was living in, I was back in London at this point. So I imagine it would have been a bit of an issue because there's a lot of UC riders in Barcelona. They probably didn't want to make it just a Barcelona imaged company. I think you got Carlos, got Nick, Richie was there forever, Dustin was there forever, Mary is now on there. Yeah, it's 5 people who's reeled off the top of my head that all been in and around Barcelona very heavily, that all rode for UC. So I guess they probably liked having someone in London, maybe. Maybe that was influenced it some way. Possibly. I mean, having like a decent person riding for your company in another country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people's local influence is a lot bigger than your global influence. People might be watching you all over the world, but you're not necessarily going to buy the stuff that guy is promoting if you're the other side of the world. Unless they're really fucking good, which I didn't consider myself to be. I didn't think that.
I think you're selling yourself short a little bit there, but all right.
Did you want me to say it and you're telling one the fucking dog's bollocks of rollerblade or something, Dave?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing. I throw myself off everything. I'm amazing.
I'm just up for it, mate. Just give us a fucking stair set. I'll get down it, all right?
Yeah.
Just give us the wheels. Give us the money. I'll jump the stairs, all right?
Give us a horrible steep handrail. I'm on it. I'm on it. You don't even have to ask twice. I'm already putting my skates on.
I find the steep ones are actually kind of easier, to be honest. The ones that aren't so steep, you got to balance them more. If it's a really steep drop rail, it's pretty much a stool, right? Just jump on the top. You're at the bottom before you fucking know it. It's more about the impact that you're going to take on the thing. It's more akin to a gap and a stall than a grind.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. I'll put the mushroom blade guys. It's a jump on, slide down, right? They'll agree with me. They'll be like, no, he's on something, this guy.
Right. Cool. You mentioned Dustin Werbeski earlier. So obviously when you're in Barcelona, you were hanging about with him and Carson Starnes and Lomax. And I think Mark Moreno was hanging about with you guys as well a little bit, wasn't he?
No, I never got to hang out with Moreno much. No? I've met Moreno more times in London, actually, because he's good friends with Leon.
Right.
Moreno and Dustin, I don't know why, but they fucking hate each other, I think.
All right. Well, Dustin's got quite a few enemies in Bladen, let's be honest.
Good at burning bridges, that guy.
Yeah. So what was it like hanging about with those guys? Because, like, I mean, I know you like to party and, like, you know, get into mischief. And Carson is a renowned partier. Dustin is like been ruffling feathers throughout the entire industry for well over a decade. And then Lomax likes to get pissed. So you guys must have had fun together.
A lot of very, very fun nights out there. Just basically being little terrors all over Barcelona, just having a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of some good stories, actually. I guess I remember actually, it wasn't actually specifically I wasn't planning on partying that night. I just met this Spanish girl when I was living in Barcelona. I was just started dating her. And she said that she was into salsa dancing and asked me if I wanted to go salsa dancing with her. Now, I had no idea what salsa dancing was. It just sounded kind of sexy, and a Spanish girl invited me to do it. So I was like, of course, yeah, I'm going to go salsa dancing with you. Get to this salsa dancing club, and it's fucking shit. It's really serious. No one's like drinking. Everyone's just really seriously dancing with each other like it's a sport. And they're all like really good at it. And I've like kind of lied and said I know how to salsa dance. No idea what I'm doing. I'm starting dancing with the girl that I'm with. and that's okay for one track. But then she switches. I'm gonna go with someone else now. I'm like, wait, what? What the fuck? And some other person, like an old Spanish woman. I was like, she doesn't speak a word of English, and I'm shit. And she's really good, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then again, every time the song switched, everyone switched partners, and I was like, fuck, like, I'm not even drunk. This is just painful. Like I've got no idea what I'm doing. So I text the boys saying like, text like Carson. We had like a Facebook chat with all the guys in it. It's like, guys, I'm at the salsa club. It's going awful. Like, I don't want to walk out my date. Can you just like come here and like help me? And Carson just replied straight away, like, don't worry, boys, I'm coming. And like, don't worry,
Carson literally seems like the kind of person that is up for everything.
Now, I don't know if you know the band Future Islands.
Yes.
Okay, so have you seen when they go on David Letterman?
No.
It's on YouTube. There's like they appeared in David Letterman. Do you know the dance that the guy does? The sort of like that dance?
I just remember him for having the unusually deep voice.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, whoever's watching this, Google Future Islands David Letterman show. And this guy basically does this fucking insane dance, the guy that's singing the song. Carson walks into the salsa club and like he can see me from across the dance. It's been like half hour, by the way, at this point that I've been like forced to do this awful dancing with all these people that I don't know. Because no one dances with the same person with you, constantly switching every song. Carson just walks in, just like points at me like that, and just does that across the middle of the fucking dance floor, like low, like squatted across the entire fucking floor. All these Spanish people just looking at him like, that's not salsa. What the fuck's this like American guy doing? And Carson just got like the song ended. He just pointed at me. He was just like, I'm here to save you, Sam. And like the girl I was there with was just like, you know this guy? And I was like, confess, like, yeah, I'm having an awful time here, by the way. Like, can we go? And she was like, okay, like these are your friends, right? And then like Nick and Dustin were outside, went outside and just had some street beers, and that was the rest of that night. Carson definitely came in and saved me really hard. Then never seen someone like such confidence. Like the room was literally just parted like the fucking everyone just let him come through doing this fucking mental dance. I mean, watch the Future Islands. It doesn't make much. Me doing the impression, it's not very good. Watch that video and see the dance and imagine the enthusiasm Carson can portray that with. It's fucking hilarious.
He is like he does give off that aura of just the guy that is up for anything and will give anything a try. And yeah. I've only met him very, very briefly. We were out one night drinking in Glasgow till like 3 or 4 in the morning or something, and him and Freddie and Josh were just having the strangest conversations, and I'm just sitting there listening to it going, okay, right, this is happening, and just taking it in, basically not really contributing.
He literally just doesn't give a fuck about anything. He just is happy to do whatever the hell he wants to do, as long as it means he's having a good time. And you just got to admire that about him. Like, I remember the very first time I met him, it wasn't actually in Barcelona. I met him, I went to a street contest in Manchester. We'd all been out partying after the street comp, and then him and I randomly ended up back at the same house. In the morning, he was wandering around the flat completely naked, sniffing cushions. And I just woke up like hungover and just like, what are you doing, mate? He was like, well, I didn't pee before bed. And if I don't pee before bed, I normally pee in my sleep. And I was like, I probably peed somewhere around here. And I was like, what? I've literally just met you, mate. And you're wandering around sniffing cushions trying to work out which one you pissed on the night before. Lucky he didn't find any pissy cushions. But I was just like, remember, that just always stuck in my head. I was like, yeah, man, you're really confident, aren't you? Like, you don't give a fuck. I'm trying to think of other shit that happened in Barcelona. So I remember one time I basically almost got run over, and I was with Dustin at the time, and then we ended up partying that night because we were super happy that I wasn't dead. It was before.
That's a good reason to get drunk. Like, I did not die today.
Let's get drunk.
Let's get wrecked. Yeah.
Basically, we were going to BCN Extreme. The
big contest in the forum. Yeah.
Contest. And sorry, excuse me. Yeah, so Dustin wanted to get some weed beforehand. He knew some the weed shops in Barcelona where you can go. Yeah. They're like legal or whatever, legal kind of. And he knew this one up by Montjuic. I don't know if that's the name of the area. But it's not actually Montjuic. It's the bit that goes up to the side of it. It's out the back of Parallel. It's kind of windy streets, but it's really hilly. Near where Kevin Chow used to live, if ever you visited his house.
I know where you mean between, the bottom of Parallel, yeah.
We went to one of the little, can't remember the name of the things, the weed shop, basically, got the weed, smoked a joint there, and then decided we were going to bomb back down the hill. Now, we're going to the park contest, so I don't actually have big wheels on. Big wheels obviously much easier to bomb hills in and much safer because you can parallel slide, you can control your speed way, way easier. I'm just on aggressive skates. And I'm with Rui and Dustin, and we're sort of just decided, we're just going to go. And once you start going, you're picking up pace. We're mobbing the three of us, just bombing through these fucking side streets and main streets, loads of different crossroads and stuff. Anyway, this fucking transit van just pulls out of a side street going way too fast. And we all fucking freak out, do the sort of classic magic slide to stop yourself as quick as you can. I've tried doing it, except I'm in a pair of thrones and I've suddenly slipped down. I'm just doing a UFO cess slide into the road in front of the van. I've now like literally come to the guy in the van's like, he's trying to slam on his brakes to stop as well. I've now come in front of the van like that. I put my hands on the bonnet. The van's still going. I'm now anti-skitching the fucking van on the road like that, like on the front of the fucking bonnet. And was just like genuinely thought I was going to die for a second. And then obviously comes to a standstill. It was just a Spanish guy giving me the whole like crazy fucking Spanish hands at me. Anyway, we're super stoked that I'm alive. And we go to the BCN contest, skate that day. And it's fun. Don't eat any lunch or dinner. I'm just in the sun all day. And just start drinking at the event and just drinking more and more and more. And ended up in... Carson's Plaza, we called it, just don't know the name of it, but the one by Carson's house. And we're just there with all the people from the contest, just still drinking street beers from the event. And our girlfriends basically turned around to us, like Dustin was going out with some Spanish girl as well. We were just like, you boys are drunk, we're taking you home. We're both still on our skates from the competition, just getting dragged up the street, like trying to get taken home by our girlfriends. I then like don't really remember much of what happened on the way home. But I just woke up in the morning, still fully clothed, with my skates on my bed, like that. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, never fallen asleep with skates on like that before. Rung Dustin, and he was like, I don't know, you went home, didn't you? And then rung the girl I was going out with, and she was just like, because I expected she was still going to be there in the morning. She was like, no, you were drunk. I just threw you on the bed, just fucking left you in there, took a taxi home.
It was nice of her to at least take you home and abandon you there. That was...
bollocks. She could have taken my skates off. There was mud all over, not mud, but that shitty Spanish dust. You know, they have to obviously wash the streets every night to get rid of that dust.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Cheers, love.
She made sure you got home safe. Were you... See, Bladen Cup, not last year, the year before, last year they did it. I think it was 2019? 2019? Is that right?
That's right, yeah. 2020 was cancelled.
Were you at it with Bauer?
Yeah. I've only ever been to the Blade Cup with Bauer.
I heard you guys had a lot of fun with Anthony Marchion.
Oh, mate, Marchion's a legend. Honestly, if there's a guy you want to have a beer with, that's a guy you want to have a beer with. Like,
I heard he was very excited to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, mate. For some reason, he was just as stoked to meet us as we were to meet him, and we just sat there just drinking with him for like. He basically became our best mate for the next like 2-3 days. Every time we saw him, it was just like, yes, this guy again. Like,
was he not there with his friends? Why did he just latch on to you guys?
I don't know. He kept toasting his mates and just hanging out with just us two. Like, I don't know why. Like, I mean, obviously we know all our mates there, like from like London or whatever. But we're just like, oh, like I'm not going to spend all my weekends.
See you guys every other weekend, yeah.
But yeah, he just spent loads of time with us. Don't have any particular stories of like what happened then. But, like,
just the general impression I get from him is he's just really goofy, doesn't take himself too seriously, and he seems like he would be a really good laugh to be on a night out with. Yeah,
he is. That's literally, you summed him up in one. Like, he is just really, really good fun. Like, I wouldn't say goofy. He's got that sort of like.
Sorry, I don't mean good. I just mean as in like is perfectly happy to make fun of himself.
Oh, he doesn't mind making a fool of himself, but he's got this like effortless cool about him. So he's like, you know, just sick guy to hang out with. Doesn't take himself too seriously, but just is a sick guy. So you don't need to worry about that.
Nice.
Blade Cup was good fun. I did enjoy that event. Although
it kind of feels like they don't. It kind of feels like British people never really do well at Bladen Cup.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is.
It's not like they seem to skate, but like you see the contest footage and you're like, oh, they were holding their own, and they're like, why are they not even close to placing it? It seems a little odd.
I don't know. I don't know how the judging works there. I mean, I don't think it's biased or anything. I think it's just whoever. I mean, it's hard when you see contest footage to be like, when you see an event video, like it's not everything in the video. You know what I mean? It's a hard thing to be like, the video doesn't necessarily represent everything that happened that day. Like I remember last year when I was there, like half the tricks that Brosco did weren't even in the edit, and they were just all amazing. I mean, like it's hard for a cameraman to get every single bit of it.
That's true. Yeah.
I just remember just loads of English people getting really killed out basically because you weren't meant to drink on the street course, and Julio came out and went like fucking ballistic at everyone. Like I've never seen him get like, I don't know him particularly well, but fucking hell, he just ran out there and was like, "Who the fuck's the white idiot drinking on the street course?" and me and about 4 other guys in white t-shirts just like, fucking ducked our pints under our thing and just basically ran. I just saw Harry Maynard. I was running with my pint under my white t-shirt. I just saw Harry Maynard also running out of the thing, and 2 other guys going the other way. Like, I've heard he's like a bit of a hard case, Julio.
I would be like, see if Julio got angry at me.
Get knocked out by John Julio.
I'd be worried. Yeah, I can name at least 5 people that John Julio has. Yeah, I can think of 5 people off the top of my head that Julio has like knocked clean out.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I don't want to be.
I don't want to be on the list.
Swinging. I'm not going to swing back. It's John Julio. I mean, I'm just going to try. I probably deserve this. Well, you know what I mean? Like, he's putting on an event in downtown Santa Ana, which he's probably legally liable for. He's probably like the person that's made all the arrangements. It's illegal to drink in the street in America, and if he's seen to be attracting a crowd of people that are going to drink, he is probably responsible to a certain extent for that.
Yeah, you make it fined. Yeah.
And I did hear the rules them saying you shouldn't drink on the street, but at the same time, you're just like, oh, come on, like it's not the end of the world, is it? Right, we do this back home. Nope, not the case. Can
you not just brown bag it? No.
Don't know. We just got in a lot of trouble. I didn't think it was like that big a deal though. I've seen movies where like people get in trouble for it, but I thought it was just fucking films. I didn't think it was. You wandered around the corner. There's just people doing crack openly. Like, why can't I have a beer here? Like, ridiculous. Such double standards. Like, leave that guy alone. But what? Because I've got like a t-shirt on, and that makes me a fucking bad person or something.
Only takes a minute to do crack, though. You can have a beer in your hand for like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I guess so. It's probably more readily available in off licenses, liquor stores, etc.
It's the aesthetics. It's how it plays out. Yeah. We have spoke for absolutely ages, and I don't think I've got any more questions. What are the plans for this year? Have you got any other projects you're working on, or you said you've got another wheel coming out?
Yeah, I've got another wheel coming out. I think that'll be due mid-summer, maybe late summer, because basically right now, the UC factory's in kind of like turmoil as such, because they just moved factory from what's it called, Huntington Beach. They used to be based in
near Texas now, isn't it?
They just moved to Texas.
Yeah.
And of course, they had COVID. Then they've had a snowstorm, and they're already massively oversubscribed with people trying to get wheels because we're having a little boom right now. So, too much work on anyway. Haven't got the staff, and now you haven't even got running water or whatever. So wheels aren't coming anytime soon. Probably late summer, I guess.
Okay.
That's about it, really. That's all I've got really lined up. I mean, I want to start working on something with John straight away as soon as possible.
I was about to say, are you going to have any stuff in the Capital Rollers video that they're working on?
No. I mean, I think they've got a couple of clips they're planning on using, but they're trying to it is technically an events company, but they're selling their clothing like it's a clothing company as well. And I ride for Pomelo, so I don't really want to
Oh yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah,
I know I feel a bit bad wearing a Capital Rolls t-shirt in this video, but my Pomelo one's in the wash. Sorry, Cal. I'll wear one next time.
I'll sweet talk. Cal flirts with me on DM like at least twice a week.
Mate, he's a great guy. He takes really good care of his riders. That's for sure. Yeah, really does.
He's told me all the stories. He's got good chat. I like he's got good banter.
I'm trying to think of anything else I want to mention.
You said you want to work on another project with John. I was sure. So is John going back on selling all his equipment? Because he said after he'd finished yours, he was getting rid of all his stuff.
I brought his camera off him.
Right.
So I own his camera. So if I do bump into John, I can just produce my camera and be like,
hey,
John. remember the good times?
You had something really special. You sure you don't want to relive it? No.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, hopefully we can work on something again soon. That's what I'd like to do, that, because I really enjoyed working on this one with John. And, this one's actually been done for quite some time now. Because originally the skate was due to be out last October. So the promo was actually pretty much 95% done by September last year. It was only when they delayed the skate due to basically COVID problems, basically. The skate ended up getting pushed back till Christmas, and then still had some more issues, still couldn't get it over here in time. So it ended up getting pushed right back till March, and that's why it's out now. So, I mean, just, we got a couple of clips in November, and we got one the other week, and that was the last one we got. So, I mean, although the section, of course, to everyone else feels new because it's just come out like within the last week. To me, it's like, I film most of that
sitting on it for months. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mental. Like, I've never had to like film edit and sit on it for like, film a 7-minute section and leave it on a hard drive for 5 months. I'm sure right now there's probably some guy that filmed, on VX years ago in like some VHS video that was like 5 months. It's fucking nothing, mate. Like,
used to wait 2 years.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that must have been nuts. Like back then, like everything's just filmed on cameras that disappeared off on tapes, and then you see your stuff in a VHS video years later or 6 months later. I mean, I don't know what what was the timeline back then for producing something like that?
Oh yeah, it could be like 2 or 3 years before like a clip appeared in a video. See all the stuff that Chris Doughty put up on his Instagram that was in like a lot of those clips of like Cosmo Tassone and Ollie Short and stuff like that. They were in clip 2. I did not even realize Chris filmed those.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I was surprised at that. I mean, like the TTS that Cosy does on the curb.
Like there was some of those clips in Germany, and I was like, I did not even know you were there.
He does that long back talk as well. I remember seeing that picture in BMAG. It's on like a big like out drop ledge, and I saw the clips of him warming up doing the back Nugan on it, and I was like, yeah, I had no idea Chris Doughty was there, but I'm not surprised now that I know it. Like, it was just.
Well, he explained the story. They were all on tour for BMAG, and Chris got hurt in like the first day or the first couple of days, and then just filmed for the rest of the trip apparently.
Oh no, I read that bit too, but I'm not surprised he was on that tour. Like, he's of that caliber sort of skater that he would get invited to go and do it. They're like, let's get, they're probably just picking good guys from all over Europe. Like, we'll get the Swiss guy, the Scottish guy, and stick them all together and see what happens.
Picking all the psychos, basically, all the ones that they can take to the scary spots
in a van. See what happens. We'll send them on the road for a month.
Yeah. How Cosimo Tassone never got a pro skate for Valo is a complete mystery to me, because he was a machine.
Don't know. Ask Julio. I'm sure he knows.
I'm not that brave.
Well, he's gonna fucking uppercut you. What? Question me.
Shut up, Specky. Smash. Oh.
Just chin you and send you on your way.
Yeah, that'd be a good story though. The day I got knocked out by John Julio, that'd be a good tale. Actually, that's not fair. John Julio's like one of my favorite skaters. If I got beat up by one of my favorite all-time skaters, that would actually be really depressing. One of my other ones already hates me because of an interview we did a while back. So,
who's that?
Louis Zamora.
Oh shit, Zamora hates you.
Zamora hates me. So he had his comeback, didn't he? We're
in the K2s.
Yeah, but then he went on to Adapt for a little while.
I don't remember him being on Adapt, but yeah, go on.
He was on Adapt for a little while, and then he got hooked up by Valo because obviously he knows John. And I've always been in touch with Peter. So I knew that Peter was sending him free skates. And I contacted Louis as soon as I saw, like, you remember the first clips came out of him, like just doing cess slides down picnic benches? I was like, oh my God, my favorite skater's back. I'm getting an interview with this guy. Well, obviously BMAG were interested as well. And he went with BMAG. And I was like, that makes sense. It was like the first year of wheel scene. I was like, don't hold any grudge. Kind of kept in touch with him a little bit. And in the BMAG interview, he said that he liked Adapt skates, but he preferred the Valos. Well, fast forward a year, I interviewed Peter, and I was like, oh, like I saw that you were hooking up Louis Zamora with free skates. You know, what happened there? I did not know the story from Peter's side. So I was just asking out of curiosity, and Peter told the story, basically being like,
what did you expect him to say? Like,
well, like,
he's quite a blunt man. He will tell you what he thinks.
True, and Peter's story wasn't actually that bad. He just went, Louis got on the team, and apparently it was the same thing with K2. Like, Louis got back on K2 and was like, oh, I think we should do this, this, and this, and was trying to make like contributions to the company and offer ideas, and they just weren't interested. And apparently he did the same thing with Adapt, and he was like, oh, I think you should change the production model and do this and this and this. And Peter's like, no, we make high-end, expensive skates. That's
Peter
what we do.
Not narrow-minded. That's a bit of a back.
It's his company.
It's set in his own way, and also it's his baby. It's his.
Yeah, it's his company. It's his vision. It's his dream. Exactly. You can't just come in and
tell someone how to run their own company
and ask him to change everything. So it wasn't that bad. It was just they had different ideas for where they wanted to go. So Louis went to Valo. Well, the interview came out, and Louis went mental. The very next day, he shared it on Facebook and was like, "This like idiot David McNamara is trying to make me look stupid and embarrass me." And I was like, no, I'm not responsible for what comes out someone else's mouth. Like, And the story's not that bad.
Provided a platform for it to be portrayed on, though. You've got to take some responsibility for your
No,
hero
but that's
hate.
like saying that's like say you interview a footballer and a footballer says something racist or controversial. It's not the interviewer's fault that the footballer says something controversial.
Okay, we put it that way, I guess.
Like say Gaza or something gets an interview in the Guardian and says something offensive. Is it the interviewer's fault? No.
Gaza's still going to hate that paper regardless, though.
So I'm not responsible for what comes out Peter's mouth, and it wasn't that bad. So I just left a comment underneath being like, I didn't mean any offense, and I don't understand why this is being directed at me because these aren't my words. And he just wasn't having it. And I was like, wow, this sucks.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. Guy that I looked up to in my childhood thinks I'm a dick.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't put myself in that much of a kiln.
That was
I think they didn't catch me with that point on the fucking street course. That would have been bad.
That was a low point. Yep. So my new goal now for just the rest of my time in Bladen is not to get beat up by John Julio. Then I'll be all right.
That's a good life goal.
I'll have kept one person I looked up to intact. I've got nothing else for you. Thank you very much for taking the time today, even though you got pissed out your head in the last one and ruined it. But, I've already mentioned that in the intro.
Well, cheers, Dave. As long as my intro looked gangster. If something in the God's edit,
I'll change it. I'll Photoshop in like a gun or a knife just to make you look really street.
Yeah, mate. Do it. Do me a favor.
So people can't see it's a lint roller. Yeah. I mean, you didn't have to answer the call doing that. You could have put that down before answering the call.
Do what, sorry?
The lint roller that you had in your hand when you answered?
Yeah, I could have done, but a fucking cat hair all over me, mate.
Fashion first.
Just trying to make a good impression, mate. No one come out covered in cat
hair. Also, you still need to come up to Glasgow and do a negative acid down the Chinatown rail because you promised me that Winter Clash, and I'm still holding you to that.
Sounds like a fishing story to me, mate.
Well, you do know that I've got witnesses because I said I'd put in 20 quid if you landed it, and then one of the other Scottish guys said he'd match the 20. So
what's the Chinatown rail? Is that the one that Keir sweated? It's a square one. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll come do that. Right. All right. Sometime in the summer, I'll persuade John. We'll come up. Well,
do you not still travel around the country going to shops? Isn't there that roller skate shop in Glasgow?
Well, not right now because of COVID.
Well, obviously, but then when restrictions ease down and shops open back up and stuff like that.
Ease down, yes, I will start doing UK shop tours again, and I will be coming up to see Fifth Blocker, the Derby shop. Well, not really a Derby shop. They do all sorts of roller skates. It's a roller skate shop in Glasgow. They've actually just moved to a better shop. Is it what's the name of your shopping centre?
The St Enoch Centre.
I think they've just got a shop in there.
Okay.
They've moved from there. They had a very small, sort of like quite cozy, cute little shop up in one of the hills. Yeah. They've moved down to the centre of town, which I thought during the middle of a lockdown. I mean, obviously they're probably doing well because I
was about to say maybe skate sales, like quad skate sales, have boomed.
Quad sales have boomed as well. Yeah, they're doing really good. And especially recently, it's been like so there was like a BBC article the other day about it. There's also Cosmopolitan. I just got an email from Cosmopolitan the other day. We sent them some skates. They're basically doing like a buyer's guide,
right?
In like the main, what Cosmopolitan magazine is, of course.
Yeah.
For both their website and their print issue, which the print issue should be hitting magazine shelves around May or June, I believe.
Right.
As a buyer's guide for quads. So that's going to be this summer. I reckon it's going to go really big again, like possibly bigger than last year. Just because, I mean, the momentum of both those two articles, the exposure that's going to get to the scene, and just the whole, how, it's already going well. And if this is just going to give it a further boost. So I'm optimistic for their scene, for sure.
All right.
You see, like some of the stuff that people are doing on quads these days is kind of amazing.
Yeah, oh God, I can't remember her name.
Quick last fact before we do close, actually. I did base the design of my skate on a quad. I shouldn't call it a quad, a roller skate. I don't know which they prefer. But so the
design of your red Aeon off a quad skate. Okay.
So the Chaya Karma Pro is what I base the design of my skate on. The color scheme mostly, but
right.
Yeah, it looked pretty swag. I thought I'd make something similar.
Is that also made by Powerslide? I don't know anything about quad skates.
It is made by Powerslide, yeah.
Right. So you basically just went, see that? Can you just transfer that over? And that would be great. Can you just do that for me?
Yeah, it's easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
Give someone like a little framework to work from. Say, look, we want that, but like an Aeon, but like that, but an Aeon. No. design team are pretty good at doing that. We've had people for years say, I want that, but like together, innit? Like, and they make it.
Yeah, that's got to be the worst where they just send you like a mood board and they're like, can you just combine all these things? And you go, I have no idea what that means. You've sent me 5 images and asked me to turn it into one image. I don't know how to do that for you.
I can only imagine what the framework was, or like the outline or brief for like Eugen's skate when he must have sent him like numerous free run shoes and numerous like ninja boots and stuff. I mean, like, right, I want like this plus this plus this, and
I'm sure he said it was based off an Adidas Flyknit or something.
He talked some sort of free run running shoe.
Yeah,
I imagine it was some sort of inspiration. Well, anyway, thanks for having us on, mate.
Anytime, babe. Yeah, we got there in the end.
How long are we on for today?
I don't know. Yeah. We've been talking for just over 2 hours. So you didn't beat the Billy. Billy still got the.
I'd hate to be. I think it'd be too long. I think like podcasts. I think you peak around the 2 hour mark.
Billy's is the most viewed podcast I've made yet. So maybe 3 hours is the sweet spot.
Or maybe it's just Billy O'Neill. I don't know.
This is true.
I'll tell these things.
It was actually quite funny. So many people were like, I've never heard him, because obviously he's on Jump Street, but they're like, I've never heard him talk about himself at any great length. So I think a lot of people were into
that whenever he does his Jump Streets, whenever a question gets asked about him, so obviously most people that go on there is someone like me or someone else that's like obviously thinks he's a legend and is trying to ask him a question, and he just deflects it straight back to you, and you're just like, fuck's sake, what's the point in meeting you if I can't ask a fucking question? Like,
he is very good. Yeah, he doesn't
do get to chat to him, get to know him a bit.
Yeah, he doesn't try to take over in the interview, which is even when it is directed at him, it is very good. Yeah. All right, babe. Well, speak soon. Nice to talk to you, and hopefully see you soon.
All right, let you know about that neg acid, mate.
All right. Bye.